Oh, yes. Gaslight Anthem 45. That's how we start today. Thank you, Travis, for the song. Thank you so much. Opie. That was a Travis pick. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jim Norton.
Hey, buddy.
And we got Chris Distefano in studio as well, wearing his Islanders jersey. I like that.
Yes, you're welcome.
You're buttering up to to me. I'm a huge Islanders fan, although I have not gone to Brooklyn yet.
It's different in Brooklyn. I'll tell you that much. But, I think as soon as they start winning some more, it'll be good. I mean, they have been winning, but
yeah, they're off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, it's far from Suffolk County to get to Brooklyn.
Well, they got to rebuild their fan base, unfortunately, because people just cannot go all the way to Brooklyn from Suffolk County.
Yeah, and the Long Island Railroad, pitch that the Islanders have, you have to see the line after the game. It takes like an hour to get on the train.
Oh,
so that's no one's going to come.
Right.
They got to do something.
And they're not selling out those games. No. And the team's doing pretty well.
Yeah, the team's doing well, and they're not. It doesn't seem like they're selling too well, but they're doing better than the Barclays Center's doing better than the Nets. The Islanders do better than the Nets.
You were just telling me the Nets are the worst team in the NBA.
They suck.
Well, the 76ers are 0-12.
Yeah, but they always go 0-20 to start the season.
You can't count that anymore?
Yeah, you can't count that.
You got to give them the first 20 games before they say, all right, I guess we should try to be competitive in the league.
Well, I mean, the 76ers have a bunch of, young players, but I mean, the Nets, just have, one of the Nets players has a roommate. He's in the NBA, and he has a fucking roommate.
What?
Yeah, Hollins Jefferson, I think.
Yeah.
He has a roommate. Like he lives in Williamsburg with some hipster, and he shares a sofa, and then he just starts for the Nets. That's how shitty they are.
This isn't 1979. These guys actually make good salaries now.
Yeah, Hollis Jefferson.
He has an actual roommate?
He has a real roommate.
You're kidding me.
I swear to God. When they said it casually, like the Nets broadcast was like, "Oh, Hollis Jefferson late for the game because had some roommate trouble." I was like, "What?" And then I Googled it, and it was like, "Oh, this guy just openly has a roommate."
Are you sure he's not gay?
I'm sure he is gay.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm a big thing with that. I think a lot of people are gay. We were talking before, remember, Charlie Sheen, obviously.
Oh, we're going to get into the Charlie Sheen.
But every
day there's more doozies.
Last week, I've been working on a little something for the last couple of weeks, so I've actually been listening to the show driving in every morning, so it's different.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hate to correct you, Chris.
Yeah?
He has two roommates.
Two roommates. Two roommates.
Oh, so that's probably not a gay thing then. He's probably living with another man and just hiding it. That's probably just splitting money.
Yeah, but his minimum wage is like $750,000 a year.
All right, so he has the big bedroom. He probably pays the most.
That's true. Look at those biceps.
To avoid blowing his $1.33 million rookie salary on a place to stay, he's got two roommates. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy...
cheapskate.
I think Jeremy Lin was sleeping on someone's couch when he was.
Have you seen Jeremy Lin's fucking hair?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
It's ridiculous.
He's lost his fucking
like an anime.
Mind. He's got a huge mohawky thing.
Ugh,
I saw that the other day. I don't know what's going on with him. That was a fun time when he was with the Knicks for 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
What was it? 2-3 weeks? That whole thing.
That 3 weeks got him like a $20 million contract for really nothing.
All right.
I mean, he's not worth it.
Why is he playing like that with his hair all spiked out and gelled up in the air?
He said it was for something like supporting China or supporting his Asian heritage, but I don't know
what's that got to do with it.
I don't think the Ming Dynasty wanted that.
If you wanted to support his Asian heritage, you should have went with the Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is sick.
Yeah, he went to Sid Vicious.
Yes, this is first Chinaman that I've seen with a mohawk.
Oh,
he's not promoting his heritage with that.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Oh, Distefano, you rule. The guy has roommates. That is gonna make me laugh all day,
dude. When I heard it, I was like, "What the fuck?" Then I mean, you have to see how bad they are, the Nets, and the attendance is brutal.
How many games have they won?
One
game.
I think they've won one.
So the only
team
team
up to two. Actually.
Oh, two actually.
Yeah.
All right.
I bet them against the 76ers sells out though.
Probably
fight it out for the basement.
Worst of the worst.
The 76ers have been bad for a while now.
Yeah,
it's been a long time,
and they've had a couple of draft picks, and
they just can't get it going.
No, I mean, like they picked this guy Nerlens Noel, who was awesome, and then tears his ACL in like training camp. Like they have that kind of luck, like the Mets luck.
Right. You know your sports.
But I like sports.
And I didn't know you were an Islanders fan. That's pretty cool. I still haven't gone. I gotta go. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's different. Just be prepared for, it's a different vibe, but they're doing what they can.
Did you always like hockey, or is it only because you're on a hockey show?
I've always, see, the thing is, where I grew up, there was really no ice. You could just.
Where are you, Africa?
No. Like in the Ridgewood Bushwick area, it was like fucking, there's basketball courts in CeeLo. I don't know what you could do, but with that, so hockey wasn't a big thing. But over the last few years, I've been slowly getting into it. But then, with Bender's the hockey show I'm on, which is the last episode's on tonight.
Okay,
10 p.m. IFC.
It's a good show, by the way.
Thank you.
It's gotten good reviews, too.
Yes, it's a very good show.
We'll see. Hopefully it gets a second season. They're being like, we're not sure if we want it, but hopefully it does.
We pushed for you guys when the show debuted and haven't talked about it since.
Thanks. Appreciate that. That's like,
but I do have to say, it's a very good show.
Well, you know what?
And the final episode is tonight.
The final episode's tonight, and if you could watch it tonight, or if you're going to DVR it, can you please watch it within 3 days? Because the network keeps saying that that's the new thing. DVR, if you DVR something, you got to watch it within a certain amount of time.
Or it doesn't count.
Or it doesn't count towards the ratings. Like a bunch of people have been saying, I'm binge watching Benders, but for the network, that they don't care about that. You need to watch it in a certain time frame.
Within a few days.
Right, for it to count towards your, whatever that rating shit is.
Well, I guess the advertisers won't pay if people are just like saving up all this shit on the DVR. The advertiser probably, we're not paying for that. And no one's watching it. They're just saving all these episodes.
Yeah, it makes sense why they wouldn't pay, but,
So Bender's made you more of a hockey fan.
Yeah, because when you do promotions for the show and stuff, you get so involved with it. And then I before 2 years ago, I'd never even seen a live hockey game. My first Islanders game at Nassau Coliseum was like 2 years ago, and then I went to a few Rangers games, and I was just like, this is the best sport to watch live. I mean, people just get fucking drilled going fast.
It's still pretty much the only sport I still love going to see live.
Can you watch it on TV, though?
Yeah, I watch.
Yeah,
absolutely. But it's way better live. It's unbelievable live.
Yeah.
Hockey uniforms smell.
They do.
I had to put it on the one episode. They smell terrible, man.
They can't get that smell out.
No.
No.
And the gloves, it stinks.
They're fucking awful. If it's your own, it's not that bad, but if it's somebody else's, I can't imagine wearing somebody else's dried sweat on you.
The amount of energy that goes into playing a hockey game, these guys should be wearing tank tops.
Yeah.
So they don't, because they sweat. I think they sweat more than any other athlete.
They can only, the best players only play a combined like 25 minutes because it's just so, you skate for a minute, get off. Yeah.
They go hard for 60 seconds to 90 seconds and then they're off. That's it.
Yeah.
But they're going as hard as fuck.
I love like the difference too between, the Rangers fans and the Islanders fans. Like the Rangers are like those corporate guys in suits, and Islanders fans, they don't give a fuck.
Thank you.
Girls in nose rings smoking cigarettes.
Thank you.
In the stadium, just like what? They were telling me.
It always annoyed me, sorry to interrupt, but going to the Garden and watching the Rangers game, usually with the Islanders, and it's all those corporate douches on their cell phones, and I'm like, you don't even give a fuck about your team.
No, like when you go, they were telling me that in the old Nassau Coliseum, they had the security guards' only job after games was to drive around and look for like girls giving blowjobs or people having sex in their car so they could, make them stop, like at Islanders games. That was his task.
That's what he told you.
Yeah, I know. Right?
That's the greatest job on earth, to just wander a parking lot catching people getting blowjobs.
Yeah, it was, but that's it's so different. Rangers, Islanders.
You never see a corporate guy at Nassau Coliseum.
No,
back in the day, you just did not see that type of behavior. But
you do see it more now at Barclays, because Barclays, the ticket prices are like twice as much at Barclays.
Oh, they've gone through the roof.
Through the roof.
It's not set up for hockey.
No. There's even if you get good seats, you got a little bit of like a disjointed view. But it is still. It's hockey in Brooklyn, so it's pretty awesome, but it's just not as...
It's good for me, man. I still haven't taken advantage because it's just a subway ride now. It's just the 2 train all the way down.
Why don't they build something where you can look up at the game? Like they did that glass ceiling thing with the girls in the skirts.
Oh.
Why not build a nice glass ceiling and have a fucking bar under it? You can look up at the game and watch it above you.
I like that.
Why not? I'd go to see that. I'll look at them playing hockey above me.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
That'd be nice.
The first guy that falls through, then you scrap the whole plant.
Yeah, I think the ice has got to be very thin so you can actually see.
Yeah.
There has to be a danger element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, enough about hockey.
Well, there was one other thing before we changed topics, is that
on the roommate guy?
Yeah, that he's saving money, and it reminded me of something that I saw last night.
Okay.
There's a guy who plays for the Bulls, who has a room-sized boombox aquarium in his house.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. I sent it to Billy Corbin, our documentary maker friend.
Our friend. He's our friend now.
In case you wanted to make Broke 2,
yes.
This would be something that
that's hilarious. So you got one guy has 2 roommates to save money, and then you got a guy that has a... How big is that? It looks like it's the whole wall.
There's a doorway next to it. You can see.
It's taller.
Oh, my God.
It's the whole wall.
It looks like a washer-dryer, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if he meant it to be a boombox, and one of his friends went, man, let's see a washer-dryer. And it's been bugging him ever since. Yeah. Every time he walks in there, he probably just sees a washer-dryer and wants to fucking murder the guy who made it.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter, Opie and Jimmy. We tweet out all this stuff. You got to see this picture. This is crazy. What kind? The fish look huge. What kind of fish did
that
he
is a big fucking aquarium, man.
Holy shit!
Patrice had a big aquarium. He loved fish.
Not this big.
Well, no, I was just saying people who love fish. I don't quite understand the attraction to it.
Fish?
Yeah, like I don't know if I'd want to look at them all day.
I'm getting a fish tank very, very soon. I'm trying to figure it all out.
That's for your kid, though. It's different for kids.
No, I love fish.
Oh, you want fish?
Yeah, I grew up with fish. So actually, yeah, the kid is bringing me back into the fish world, but I'm getting a little excited about it too. But I'm trying to figure out what kind of tank. Do I go really big or do I just get a starter tank just to get going again? I'm not getting that, obviously.
Go big.
Go big?
You think go big?
Yeah,
All right,
why
go
not?
big. What kind of fish? Do you know the kind of fish you want?
Well, I mean, we grew up with the basics, like the black mollies, the neon ones, the guppies, the tiny little swordfish. I'm trying to remember catfish.
You would have get a tank that size and only put one goldfish in it. You know how great that would be just to look at that lonely cunt swimming around and fucking scream at him?
The guppies are animals, man. They have babies, and then everyone just starts eating the babies immediately if you don't have a mini tank in the fish tank to protect them.
Like hamsters, right?
The mom eats their own fucking babies.
That's sick.
It is sick. You think the mom would at least leave them alone. Because you put it in this birthing tiny little tank. I remember all this shit now. And then they fall through, so the mom can't get at them, and they're protected until they get a little bigger, and then you put them in the main tank.
That's pretty sick.
But the mom will just gobble them up right after she gives birth to them. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like one of those women that wants to lick your dick after you fuck her. Like after you pull it out. Why would you want to eat something that just popped out of you? Why am I being so filthy? It's only 7:08.
We're having a very nice conversation.
I know,
right
but
now.
it just reminded me of somebody who wants to lick something that came out of them. I don't quite get that. Back to you.
Just having a lovely conversation. The Bulls' Jimmy Butler has a room-sized boombox aquarium in his house, still processing this information. That's hilarious compared to the guy that has 2 roommates.
Yeah.
You can't have roommates in the NBA. You can't.
I don't know why he
There
does.
was a time all these guys had to have a second job in the off season. They were loading and unloading trucks and whatever the fuck they were doing. But you don't have to do that anymore.
I know, and I've been trying to reach out to him, to this guy. I just wanted to talk to him for this thing that I'm doing, and he's like too busy. I'm like, you have fucking room. What do you do? What do you mean you're too? What are you doing?
You're not too busy.
Probably practicing.
Yeah, he's probably practicing.
Or offer to buy him paper towels or something.
Yeah.
He's probably too busy, just wandering the neighborhood for a couch that's on the side of the road.
This guy's a chiseler.
He's going old school, like we all had to do that back in the day.
Right.
When we went back to college every year, our first move, we got there early, and we would just drive the neighborhoods, seeing what was being thrown out that we could use in our fraternity house.
Right.
Period. Because we didn't have money to buy a couch or a rug or whatever.
No.
Stole the milk crates, obviously, because those came in handy in a dorm room or a frat house.
Is he living with other ball players?
His brother, who's not an NBA player but plays in the developmental league.
The D League.
Yeah.
Do they live in Brooklyn? Is that why? Is it like
Williamsburg.
Wow.
And his brother and who else?
And a friend.
Oh, all right, so it wasn't like you just came in and met fucking 2 strangers.
Right.
Or he went on Craigslist.
Yeah, they probably have a giant Williamsburg place.
No, he has a 3-bedroom, 3-bath.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's probably a good size. Though it might be like a $7,000, $8,000 a month apartment. Maybe.
Yeah.
But he still has to go into his own room to get some privacy after he's ridiculous. After he plays in an NBA game.
It is funny to be guarding LeBron James and then just go fucking nudge past your roommate to get to your room.
And then you're pissed off at your roommates because they're in the living room getting high and listening to Pink Floyd all night long. And you're like, dude, I got to play LeBron tomorrow, you assholes.
Come on, Dick.
Knock it off. I love this story. I could talk about it all day.
He's a jerk off.
So Benders is on tonight, the final episode.
Final ep tonight, 10 p.m. IFC.
And when did they tell you about a second season?
I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I feel like they would have told us already.
No way. And a lot of times they want to, they want to see how it comes out, and maybe they have another project where they want to move it. But I've heard really good things about it. So
yeah, it seems to do good. Every network is after the younger, the 18 to whatever 25 range stuff. But so I think they concentrate on that, and I think those kids are watching it. But it's kind of like for a little bit older crowd, because people play in beer leagues or guys who've just been through some shit. It's not like so focused on like getting the teenagers.
Right. Gotcha. I got to go back to the guy in the NBA because now we're getting more info.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
He basically saying his $1.33 million a year salary is not enough to rent an apartment in New York. It is, by the way.
Yeah.
And he is forced to live in New Jersey with 2 housemates.
Oh, housemates though. So do they have a house now?
They probably split a big house.
So then it's I thought it was an apartment. All right. So wait.
It says apartment.
Okay, it still says an apartment.
Oh wow. Jesus.
We're trying to help this guy out, but it's not good.
Oh, look at that! Oh my god! It's a fucking. I can't. Oh my god! I suck.
Well, what happened?
Condo?
Oh, I stink. Get out of the business, Jim.
What happened?
I couldn't think of the word for a one-room apartment. It fucking just tumbled out.
Currently,
God damn it! Thank you. I was gonna blurt out it was a studio.
Oh,
and I fucking couldn't think of studio.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to anybody out there who's right now reaching for the dial.
Oh, he's got to drive to Brooklyn every day too. He's
That sucks. And
That's
where the
terrible.
Barclays is, the fucking traffic. That's where I live. I fucking hate Park Slope.
So he's got to be tired for every game because he's commuting.
No, he probably takes the train. This guy's frugal. He probably takes the path right through. I doubt he drives. He's not paying tolls and fucking gas.
He chose to live outside Brooklyn and drive into his facility.
Jesus. I don't even know where the Nets practice. I don't think they practice in Brooklyn.
No, it says here they practice in East Rutherford, which is very strange.
Oh, so because all right. So what's happening is he was going probably to East Rutherford every day to practice, and was like, "Fuck it, I do only X amount of games here."
Yeah,
and they probably fly out of Newark half the time.
Absolutely.
He's like, "It's easier." We kill these guys when they make shit decisions. Like, oh look, the guy's got a fucking a car made out of gold bricks. What a dope! And then here this guy is being fiscally responsible, and we're all fucking like, what a piece of shit.
I think somewhere in the middle would be all right.
Maybe, yeah.
That's funny. All right. Charlie Sheen, man. We said it. After the Matt Lauer interview. That was all nice for Charlie Sheen, and it looked good. But we said the other shoe will drop, and there'll be crazy stories coming out every day now. Yeah. And boy, there's some doozies today. He was spending $1.6 million a year on hookers.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
Yep.
$1.6 million a year on prostitutes. It has his expenditures for 2013. He spent $1,629,000 on prostitutes, $550,000 to support his 2 daughters born with Denise Richards, another $500,000 to support for his 6-year-old twins with his ex-wife Brooke Mueller. Then he paid $416,000 for a chef. Personal items, $320,000 for the year. Clothing, $130,000 he spent on clothing in 2013, and charity he was able to muster up $188,000.
So how much money does he have left?
Oh, he's worth. They said worth $125 million or something.
Oh, so he's good then.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
But he spent supposedly like up to $10 million on keeping people quiet.
I mean, that's what you got to do when if you're doing stuff like that. I mean, I guess it just comes with the territory. You got to keep people's mouths shut. And cost that much.
He really looks like shit, though.
He does look like garbage.
He looks awful. I mean, I know again he's getting older. He's in his 50s.
I hate Matt Lauer.
He did a good job with this, though.
But you still wanted to hit him, though, right? Like in a way, when he was like, I don't know, he felt like he was attacking him. I just hate him.
He's.
I didn't mind him in this one.
You didn't mind him in that one?
No, he has annoyed me though.
I thought he did a great job, but I hear you. He's very hateable. I've always thought Matt Lauer was hateable.
Yeah, I fucking
in general.
He's scummy. I was also like watching the interview live. I was like running on the treadmill trying to get like the last like 0.25 miles so you get like your heart rate up. So I was just sweating and my fat was like hitting on the side and I was like, fuck you, Matt.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking Matt. Well, I thought we had a thing. Somebody who I work with last week had gotten like word that some big Hollywood actor was going to announce that he had AIDS. So we had a bet like in the office, like who was going to be. And I had Bradley Cooper.
You went Bradley Cooper?
Because they were saying that the guy who had AIDS was a swinger. So I was like, Bradley Cooper looks the most, I think he could be gay. He could not be gay. I'm not sure. So I thought it was Cooper, but Sheen, nobody had Sheen, and that was the most obvious one.
Everyone went with Sheen.
Not where I was.
That was the odds-on favorite. That was the 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was definitely the 2-1.
How AIDSy are you when there's a rumor a guy in Hollywood has AIDS and everyone goes, "Oh yeah, Charlie." when no one is shocked. What depravity have you put out there when everyone knows it's you before it's announced?
So remember when he came out and went nuts, with the tiger blood and I'm the warlock. How many years ago was that?
We timed it out. It's about the same time.
Okay, so it is. Time. Okay.
He denied. He said that was all roid rage, but I also think that he might have known that he wasn't telling people. Again, that's a total guess, but who knows?
But is it the undetectable HIV? Does he have the real HIV that could kill him?
And he's saying the undetectable one, but the doctor's saying it's still in there and it's never going to be 100%.
Wait, is there a difference between the two? I thought it's undetectable because you're doing the right thing with medication.
It is, yeah.
It's the same thing, but you're just getting the good treatment.
I thought
that not everyone could get because it's still very expensive.
Yeah, one is the lowercase h.
It's thousands.
It's HIV.
It's thousands of dollars a month, and they got to lower the cost of those drugs so other people could kind of
yeah, of course,
live longer lives with this shit.
Yeah, you don't want HIV. Charlie has HIV.
Charlie Sheen shaken down by blackmailers with video of him having sex. This is coming out today as well. Someone else was shaking down horn dog actor Charlie Sheen. Blackmailers who had a video of him having sex with a transsexual, according to reports. There's video of Charlie having sex with a transsexual. The video was going to the highest bidder, an unnamed source told In Touch magazine. So Charlie had a team come in and buy it off the market. He thought it would destroy his life if it got out.
It's interesting. I really want to sit Charlie down and talk. He's such a wealthy guy, but there's so many things he did wrong. Yeah. You never let someone take a phone out while you're having sex with a transsexual. You always don't let them text while you're fucking doing that when you're him.
Well, let's just say, how do you do it?
I would have assumed that you just...
Is it like going to one of these premieres where they take your phone ahead of time and put it in a paper bag? Do you...
you have a guy at a table?
Yeah.
No, I actually have a black security guard with an AMC on his jacket just standing in my bedroom monitoring for phones coming out. He walks back and forth. Make sure no one's...
Well, that's what Derek Jeter, right? Didn't Derek Jeter used to have to give up your phone or turn your phone off and put it in some type of basket if you hung out with them?
We had that story. And then the best part of the Derek Jeter stuff was that he gave him gift baskets after their time with Derek Jeter. You got a gift basket.
Yeah, with a note. Wasn't there a note saying thank you and goodbye?
I want to know what was in the gift basket.
I'd like to write that one.
And some girl got pissed off because she got the same gift basket twice. Something like that. He didn't change it up. Yeah, it was the same Bath and Body Works shit love basket. With a note that says love Derek with tickets to the game. Fucking classic.
That's real fave.
I love that guy.
There'll
never be another guy like him.
That's a real stud.
Yeah.
That he could get away with giving them gift baskets with a thank you note.
It's more fucked up to do that. I feel
and then give him tickets to the game where he knows he doesn't have to deal with them.
Yeah,
that they're not even close to him.
It's fucking great.
So wait, they would have Jeter would have that cell phone thing too.
Yeah, well, supposedly, yeah. We had the story. I think he took their cell phone, or I forget. It's been a couple of years now. But.
Yeah, anytime you hung out with the stories that I heard is anytime you hung out with them, say if you went on his boat or something like that, even if there was no sex or anything, you had to turn your phone off and put it in this basket, and then his security team would give you the phones back at the end. So there was nobody could ever catch Jeter with anything.
Saying anything. It's probably saying stuff.
Right.
That motherfucker, and all of a sudden it's on tape. Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
You have to do that in this day and age.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. As you find that, back to Charlie Sheen. The actor suspects he may have caught HIV from a transsexual who is HIV positive, the source told the magazine. The shakedowns got so bad that at some point Sheen started having his partner sign a detailed non-disclosure agreement, In Touch reported. Signers had to agree to keep all details, so it's sort of like the Derek Jeter thing in a way.
But those might not hold up, though, by the way. Those NDAs, they may not hold up if there's anything illegal happening. They certainly won't hold up with an HIV thing. No, they're not. There's no way to get on this totally ironclad.
Yeah, no, the floodgates are now open, no matter what.
So what, you can go to jail for attempted murder or something?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
It's not good.
I don't know what the HIV rules are. It's different in different states. But if you're with an NDA, if you're doing with prostitutes because that's a crime, I don't think that thing holds up because it's involved with a crime.
Right.
So you can't say like, hey, you and I did something illegal. Now the non-disclosure counts.
Yeah.
Just doesn't.
Signers had to agree to keep all details of their interactions with the actor private under penalty of a $100,000 fine plus anything the leaker may have earned by breaking the agreement. In financial records from Sheen's production company, Ninth Step, the item was listed as friendly entertainment, which was Charlie's shorthand for sex workers. Meanwhile,
it's not hard to figure out, by the way.
Yeah.
Friendly entertainment. You don't really have to be a fucking a forensic sleuth to figure out that means he's getting jerked off
by a tranny.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to send in the account. We don't know where he hid all the hooker money. Is it in travel? Is it in friendly entertainment? Is it in donations? We can't see where it might be. You want to try friendly entertainment? Well, if you think so, I mean, maybe
it's under charity. I don't know. Yeah. Meanwhile, Sheen's manager lashed back at the actor's former porn star gal, Brie Olson. We know the Brie Olson. Jimmy knows the Brie Olson, who told Howard Stern on Tuesday that Sheen kept her in the dark about his HIV status in 2011. Brie Olson is all over Howard Stern, but the truth is she wasn't in Charlie's life when he was HIV positive, and so there was no reason to tell him anything. And I think that's a typo. Tell him anything. Sheen was 100% HIV negative when Olson, 29, whose real name is Rachel Oberlin, lived with him in early 2011. His diagnosis was long after he fired Brie Olson from the Violent Torpedo of Truth tour.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know.
I don't know either.
She said he had the...
no idea.
He would keep the apartment freezing, the house freezing, because he was having night sweats. He was always hot. So she said she was with him during that night sweats time.
But she doesn't have HIV.
No, she's negative. But maybe that's before he actually knew and then just found out.
Right.
But still never told. I don't know. Who the fuck knows?
Do you think he's saying he doesn't know the exact...
I don't know. Well, that's traceable through lawsuits. They can trace your medical records, I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah, he knows about when. Because he had his doctor on with that Matt Lauer.
Yeah. Just backtrack. Think of a time you got fucked in the ass and then started coughing.
Right.
One time I was at this place, Patty McGee's in Long Beach, and it's like this bar right by the water, and one of my buddies was making out with this girl, and then realized through the course of making out that it was a tranny. And he like, there was like this huge fight, and he like punched her in the face, and like they were fighting, and there's the water right there, and she threw him over into the water. The tranny threw him into the water, and they had to call the police and everything, and then we were like banned from Patty McGee's. But I remember that.
Is this a scene in Benders, or did this really?
No, really. It was 2005, 2000. I don't talk about it that much anymore, but I thought about the tranny.
But I mean, you can't get pissed at the tranny.
Unless you're lied to. That's the only problem is if you're deceived. It's wrong to deceive somebody.
But then you got to ask every single person if you have a pussy or not. You know what I mean? Like, if they're at a bar and they're drinking and he's assuming it's a girl and she's like, well, I ain't, she or whatever.
Well, you know what
is like, I'm not going to tell. Well, it seems like it's working out nice. This chemistry here.
Because I said to him, I said, bro, we all said, I was like, how the fuck did you know? Like, and when we were driving home, he's like, I don't know, when I was kissing her, he's like, he just tasted like man saliva. I'm like, how do you know what that tastes like? I was like, what?
But everyone understands that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
I think you would just know.
Yeah. Well, he kissed her. I mean, they were making out for a good amount of time, but that's what happened. I don't know what happened, since then, but nobody pressed charges.
Funny, man. So the tranny threw him in the water.
The tranny threw him in the water, which was because at first we didn't know that it was a tranny. We just saw him fighting and pushing, and then we were all there, like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, we thought this girl just threw him into the water.
So you were there?
I was there. No, we were.
Did she look like a lady?
Through like everything like that was happening, and like how they break you up right away, and it was like a summer nightclub, so security was like on ecstasy, fucking ready to go. I didn't even really see her too much.
I know there's stories they used to carry. I've heard box cutters that were soaked in garlic. Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but
why in garlic?
Because that goes right into your bloodstream or something. I heard that fucking 20 years ago.
Well, what does the garlic do?
It does something. It fucks you up like really bad when you get sliced with something with garlic. That was again. There's some New Brunswick cop told me that I think that be careful, man, because they carry. And that could have been an urban legend, but that you never fuck with. They've had hard lives, and they are really. Most of them carry something that they'll fucking slice you with.
Yeah.
Never start a fight like that out in public.
Yeah, I mean,
there's still male ligaments. As Rogan would say, and fucking, still male knuckles.
Yeah.
Eric, what'd you find there?
Yeah, I happened to see this yesterday, as a matter of fact. Excuse me. Joe Buck has a new talk show, and he actually asked Derek Jeter about the gift baskets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This hit yesterday?
Yeah. They
kidding.
teased it yesterday. It's this is the clip of Joe Buck talking about it.
Okay.
I think they're saving the clip of Jeter saying it till his show airs.
But now that Jeter's getting married and all that, he's not going to talk about this shit.
Right, but
maybe now he can.
Yeah.
And I know Joe Buck's pretty close to Derek Jeter, so Joe Buck already knows the answer.
Yeah.
He absolutely knows the answer. He's close with a lot of these guys.
Oh, it's obviously a no. The answer's a no.
Why?
The answer's a no. I can just sense it by looking at the clip title.
The word dispel?
Yep. Derek Jeter dispels rumors on undeniable. Unless the rumor was that he didn't give a gift basket. We heard you never gave a gift basket. Well, I'm going to dispel that rumor.
I think he gave gift baskets. Really nice gift baskets.
This is right up there with the Charlie Sheen scandal. He'll say no, and they'll all come out and go, yes, he did.
Yeah.
They'll no, if he did, they would all show their gift baskets. He probably didn't.
Yeah.
He probably gave someone something. A girl probably asked him, hey, I got something from my brother once says autographed. He probably had hats and stuff that were signed, and if you asked, he'd probably give you. That's just a guess.
My guess is pretty similar, but someone like Derek Jeter goes to a lot of functions and gets gift baskets, and he doesn't know what the fuck to do with them, and they're probably in his amazing apartment, and then he probably gave one to one girl, like, you know what, I'm not going to use this fucking thing. Here, you have it, and then that's where the rumor started.
But wasn't one of the details that he put a signed baseball in?
She might have asked him for one, or she might have said, "What is this?" And he's like, "I don't want it. You can." It might have been something stupid like that. Hey, go ahead, take it. I'm not going to use that crap.
Well, Derek, you know that baseball you put on my pussy? Can you sign it?
Exactly.
It would suck if he only gave them like shitty tickets, like they're playing the fucking like the Phillies, like in an interleague game. Stupid.
That's a game I'd like to go see.
Yanks Phillies. That's an old
Yanks Phillies. I'd like to see that
World Series rematch.
Let's see the clip. It's probably nothing.
Derek Jeter acknowledges this rumor that's been swirling for quite some time that he gave out gift bags to some of the women that he's had relationships with. How deep are you diving into athletes' personal lives, and is there anything that's off limits?
Yeah, how great is it that we got to that, and it was something that he brought up. I said, I from what I've read, you make friends and guests check their cell phones when they walk into your apartment. And he said, oh, you believe that, huh? I said, well, am I supposed to not believe that? And he said, it's ridiculous. That's not even possible. I would never do that. It's embarrassing. He said, you probably believe the gift basket rumor, too. And then I said, I don't know what you're talking about, playing dumb. And then he went into the whole thing. We did it kind of laughing about it, and he went through all of it and said, these are things that he has to get on the phone with his mom about and try and convince her that stuff's not true, because she reads it in the paper, and anybody my age and older was conditioned that if you read something in print, it's been checked and rechecked and verified, and that's just not the case anymore.
No, that's true.
Oh, okay.
That part is absolutely true. But, but I mean, he's a single guy, and he's got to protect himself. So you got to think he was doing some things.
Okay, and with the explaining to his mom, when I get to know Sway took me to Derek Jeter's birthday party, I think a year ago, his big 40th birthday party, so I got to go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're in the party, and there's girls dancing in cages, greasing up wiffle ball bats, sticking them in their pussy. So it's like, explain that to your mom. Explain.
Is that really what happened?
It was right there. It was right there.
Why didn't that ever come out?
I mean,
that's the wiffle ball bat challenge all over again.
Yeah, it was. I
think they ripped us off.
Yeah, and they
did that really happen?
I saw that with my own eyes. But I had the thought in my head that you're not supposed to be filming anything Jeter related, so I wouldn't disrespect like that.
You should have.
I should. I guess I could. But if I was a Red Sox fan, I would have.
Wow, but, is that? It's not a turn on to me. We've seen that in this studio or other studios. It's not a turn on. It's more of a freak show to me.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Unless it's really. I like the fact you can see the girl doing it, but the bat in the pussy doesn't do anything for me either.
I mean, it wasn't like the whole bat, like they were like greasing it up and jerking it off and then putting the nub in.
We had a wiffle ball bat in glass. It was the official bat for the wiffle ball bat challenge, and Jimmy was the one that. Threw logic at the situation and basically said, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, like you just knew that someone was going to get an internal injury and we were going to get fired.
Because they all wanted to beat the record because we would put lines on the bat.
Oh, God.
And
who got the deepest?
Well, this one girl you know, they were pretty fucked up also. And then the one girl was like, I'll put the bat in. And she's drunk. And she pushed too hard. And the girl yelled like, ah!
Yeah, she looked like she was trying to... She shoved it in the way you were sort of trying to fend off a wild animal.
right. And then Jimmy was the one who was like, what are we doing? Because we were only back on radio after having to take a little over 2 years off. We were only back maybe a month. And we were already like taking we were taking Charlie Sheen chances with our radio show.
We knew it was going to be a problem.
Anyway, Derek has girls stay with him. What is this article?
The 2011 article.
Yeah, that's the original story.
No, the fucking Post. They're always truthful, huh? Derek has girls stay with him at his apartment in New York, and then he gets them a car to take them home the next day. Waiting in his car is a gift basket containing signed Jeter memorabilia, usually a signed baseball, the friend dished. This summer, he ended up hooking up with a girl who he had hooked up with once before, but Jeter seemed to have forgotten about the first time and gave her the same identical parting gift, a gift basket with a signed Derek Jeter baseball, the pal said. He basically gave her the same gift twice because he'd forgotten hooking up with her the first time. I don't know. I think some of these girls would have came forward and said, this is true. No one has come forward with this
especially
shit.
if it's in the car. Who the fuck the driver could have just put something there? Or could have just been... it could have been sitting in the car one time.
It could have been sitting in the car because, like I said, it came from an event the night before, and it was just there. And it's like, oh, yeah, there's a gift basket. Why don't you take that? I'm not going to use it.
Or it could have been from the driver. It might have been the gift basket,
right.
a thing for the driver that he left in the back seat, and one of those chicks stole it.
Fuck. I'd like to think it's true, but I don't believe it anymore.
Jim Norton gift basket I give out. Ooh. I give 2 of my CDs and a copy of my book.
Nice.
And it just already says best wishes, Jim Norton. And I'm like, what's your name, hun? And she'll tell me her name and I'll jot it in there.
Hun. On the way out, you asked that question.
Yeah. And I'll be like,
by the way, what's your name?
Is that your new name or the name you were born with? Got
what's your
you.
name, hun?
Yeah.
I heard Lou Piniella used to do this, too.
Louis.
He would always say that. Right before he came, he would say, you know they're not booing me. And she'd go, yeah, I've heard.
But I am. Wow. Speaking of sports, Chip Chipperson got a nice little reference on the Michael Kay show.
Ooh. I did not know that.
Come on.
No.
It was all over the place yesterday. You were off your Twitter, I think. Everyone was mentioning you, too.
Really?
Yeah, check this out. This is pretty cool.
There's a guy named Chris Sheeran who is on the Michael Kay show, and he's on Yes Network, and he's a huge fan of the show. And he sneaked this in yesterday. You might have to boost the audio over there.
Yeah, I know. It's not the greatest quality, but you'll still hear it.
Take a look now at the last 2 games for KP. Last night he put up a season/career high 29 points. The 7'3" Latvian import is clearly playing with a chip, what's that, on his shoulder.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, I had not heard that.
The Yes Network.
Oh, that is fucking great.
Guy's obviously, what's his name?
Chris Sheeran.
All right,
he listens to the show every day.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know the guy?
He's emailed me before. Yeah, he actually wants to be a comedy writer. And
do we know him?
Like this?
I know him.
Yeah?
He's a piece of garbage. He owes me money for talking about me, getting the ratings up. Piece of garbage. Why don't they call it the No Network?
Oh, man.
Fucking hear that, trap dog?
I heard you, Chip.
Go ahead.
But he was nothing but nice to you. I don't see why you have
Shut
to...
up. So angry. That's really I can't believe I did not hear that yesterday.
That's cool. Invite him to come in and hang. He probably could do a little radio.
Yeah, he's great.
Well, Michael Kay is a huge comedy fan, right?
I don't know.
Michael Kay was. I see he was at the Bill Burr show the other night.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he pops in at Caroline's a bunch.
Yeah, I don't know much about Michael Kay. Know the name, but never really ran into him over the years.
Big Yankees guy.
Yeah, ISIS released a video threatening New York City now. And
they have some good video production. I'll say that. I think this young Paul is sneaking off working for ISIS. This fucking guy does a good job with our stuff, and then he sneaks off and makes their propaganda videos.
In the video, they show the TGIF's pretty much a block away from here. Great.
Exactly. Oh boy, New Yorkers are really going to fight on that one.
Perfect.
I know you're endearing yourself to New Yorkers. You're going to get rid of TGIFs in Times Square. We're going to go after Chevys. Welcome.
Yeah, you're going to do us a favor. No one likes that TGIF. It's a stupid place where all the tourists go. They could eat anywhere in New York. They go to a TGIF in Times Square.
I got to be honest.
How stupid are you?
There's nothing I'd like more right now, though, than some TGIF fucking spinach dip. I haven't had that in probably 3 years, if you want the matter to be told truthfully, or maybe more. That is a phenomenon. That and some salsa, those like little salsa chips.
Yeah.
Oh,
I never got into the spinach dip.
There's the spinach avocado dip. Oh,
spinach artichoke.
Thank you.
Spinach artichoke.
Yeah, spinach artichoke. That's how long it's been. Yeah. That's how long it's been, Chrissy. Guys who call you nicknames to be familiar, but it's not your nickname.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong, Chris Dog? That's not what you call me.
Chrissy. It sounds like a fucking 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
They the people at the bodega across the street from my house are Middle Eastern, and last week, I go in there like every day, and they're like, "We just want to let you know we're not ISIS," and I was like, "That makes me feel worse." That you said that, like you shouldn't have said anything to me, but I'm all right with it.
I think it's good that Muslims are starting to speak up.
Yeah,
for a long time, it was a general feeling that they weren't.
Yeah, well, they do have at this bodega. They have a fucking warrior in the bodega.
And ISIS has taken out a shitload of Muslims. People need to know that part of the story.
Well, I heard that Bin Laden, when they raided Bin Laden's compound, he had like these writings saying that he doesn't support ISIS at all. And he thinks that they were too barbaric because they were killing Muslims, and he doesn't believe in their ideology. I was like, that's Bin Laden saying that?
I know that Ayman al-Zawahiri, the number 2 guy, they've all come out against Al-Qaeda because they're too brutal, and they think it will isolate people. The graphic beheading videos.
Against ISIS?
Yeah, they think all that shit is going to keep people from joining, and it isolates you, and the way they just think they're too almost, and this is the people that did 9/11, and they think they're too brutal.
And this crazy. And this thing that happened in Paris has brought the world together, and so I don't know. I don't know why ISIS thinks this strategy is going to work. Are they just trying to get like a World War III going?
I mean, that's what CNN makes it seem like, but
they love it.
By the way,
CNN loves this shit.
What do you think of this blindfolded Muslim guy getting hugs in Paris?
Let me see this.
I don't know. It annoys me a little bit.
I haven't seen this video yet. I heard about it.
He blindfolded himself, apparently, and I didn't even know where it was until I'm reading it. And people he's like with a sign saying, "I'm Muslim, do you trust me?
Right.
If you do, give me a hug."
Right.
And, all right, it's a nice thing, but just...
Maybe it's Billy on the street.
Muslim Billy on the street.
Yeah. It's a little silly to be mad at people. You don't need to prove that you trust Muslims. If Muslims open fire and commit terrorist acts, you're not out attacking Muslims. You don't need to somehow say to Muslims, "Oh, okay, I trust you because other people who look like you attack people who look like me." It's not necessary.
But at the same time, we have the people that are running for president saying Christians are not terrorists. So they're kind of
wait till you get that clip. Oh my God, yes.
Who said that? That Ben Carson?
Was it Huckabee?
Jeb Bush talked about it.
Yeah.
And Ted Cruz talked about it.
Yeah. And then Ted Cruz wants Obama to say something to his face. We got a lot of stuff to do today. Gosh, Distefano in studio with us today, killing it. I haven't seen this video. Let me check this out. Blindfolded Muslim man with sign, "Do you trust me?" Hugs hundreds in Paris.
And they're all taking pictures. Oh, fucking assholes. Really annoys me. He's just got his arms open. "Do you trust me? Give me a hug." I mean, it's nice that
I don't mind this, to be honest with you.
It's just silly.
He's stealing every one of their wallets.
Exactly. And you never want to see a bomb go off, but I gotta say, in the middle of "Do you trust?" and they're all weeping.
I don't mind this.
It's just fucking cheese.
I don't mind getting teary-eyed every once in a while.
I would too, but not at this.
Imagine he's wearing an anthrax coat.
Smallpox.
Oh, look at that. He's a Jew. He's a Jew. You got me.
That's the big reveal.
Oh, it's Borat. Jesus.
We know what your message was.
I never killed anybody. I can even tell you that last Friday was my birthday, but I didn't go out.
I think that's a coded message, by the way.
Victims' families.
Yeah, that's great, but you don't need to do that in the middle of a town square. And I don't know, just something that seemed a little bit. It seemed a little bit David Blaine-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're a bit horrified over there, though. All
right, maybe it was a nice gesture. Maybe I'm being a goose.
Did you see the guy that pulled up with a piano and played Imagine and then just took off?
We're in Paris?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
The day after, I guess maybe outside the theater or something, he pulled up in this car that had a keyboard. Here it is.
That fit the description of the other car?
Was it a bike? I thought it was a car.
Oh. He's got a piano with a bike on it, but that's gonna not suck in traffic. Right. You're trying to cut all the lanes and this cunt is fucking hauling a Steinway behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope a fucking dump truck hits him. Imagine crunk. In mid-note.
He pulls up, plays Imagine, and then he takes off on his bike with his piano.
Oh, God.
Well, they don't know what to do.
I know. I wonder if he gets on the subway. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to play Imagine. Why did I have to interrupt the song with that terrible joke? All right, get back to this depressing moment. He's not even that good.
He's trying to make it his own.
If you're going to play Imagine after a terrorist attack, just play really well. Don't get out there and fumble with the keys. Fucking second-year musical student. And he's not even singing it?
No.
Oh, fuck this guy.
Why are you getting so mad?
He fucking stinks.
Go for a moment.
He looks like Adrian Brody. I hate this guy.
He looks like Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yes.
A little bit.
You know the sound a piano makes when you bang fucking 30 keys at the same time angrily?
Yeah.
Tong! That's the sound I want to make. I want to sit on half the keys.
He's trying to give the world a little hope here.
Yeah, he's not.
Mr. Norton.
Yeah, exactly. I hope this ends the same way it did with Lennon, too. Could you sign my copy of Imagine? Oh, he's terrible.
Yeah, Mr. Note.
Oh, I've never wanted John Valby to belt out a note so bad. Yeah. Imagine all the twats.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how's the video end? And then I know he just takes off. He doesn't say a word and then just takes off.
Yeah, he gets on his bike and he goes somewhere else and plays a mediocre version of Imagine.
How many views did this get? 650,000.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. He claps.
More.
Look at that mediocre,
He's crying.
shitting applause. Look at that rotten applause. That got what it deserved.
Holding
a
back
tepid
tears.
applause.
He's holding back tears, though.
Exactly, probably for his performance. A tepid applause.
You should have paid attention on music lessons.
That stunk.
Yeah.
Both those videos stunk.
In the backgrounds of both those videos, there's a lot of Middle Eastern people, though, in Paris.
they
a lot
have a
more.
lot.
Yeah, they're figuring
there
out how to
than here.
gather people in a circle. So like, what can we do to get people? Aha. Hey, you, get the sign ready. Go out and hug people.
The Ray Kelly, you know, the former NYPD commissioner, was on something I was listening to last night, and he was saying that, like, it's in Paris, they maybe have, like, say, 2,000 people they need to watch and, like, 900 officers, where, like, in New York, they have, like, 900 people they need to watch and 2,000 officers. So the problem is different in Paris, that it's so many people and not enough law enforcement.
Not enough resources.
Yeah, of course shit can happen in New York, he said, but it's just, you know, we watch.
It's going to happen in New York, unfortunately. Just hope it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how you stop this shit right now.
The Syrian
it's
guy,
take a while.
that head of the Syrian community in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, was saying that he's, you know, that ISIS people are here already, and he knows that, and he's known that for years.
Well, then he should have them arrested.
Well,
he knows that they're here.
He's in the New York Post. That's where I get all my news.
What is this video that I see you got up there before we go to break?
Oh, you mean the ISIS video?
Oh, the ISIS kid? This is the
where
ISIS
they show
kid.
footage of our neighborhood?
That was my nickname.
Oh, let me see the footage.
The ISIS
The
kid?
ISIS kid.
The ISIS kid.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Pour les intérêts d'ici-bas, ils pensent qu'Allah ne va pas le dévoiler, qu'un vrai imbécile inconscient au cœur voilé achève le Dieu.
They're putting a bomb belt together.
Yeah, and they intersplice it. I will say this. You know, everyone hates that music, but I find it to be rather catchy. I really do.
Absolutely.
I believe those are just Quran verses. That's the only type of singing they're allowed to do, I think, is just verses of the Quran. So all those things you hear, I think that's all verses of the Quran.
Right. Keep going.
Is there any reason we shouldn't be playing the audio of this? I'm just thinking out loud
I would say why
here.
even. I mean, I understand why, but who doesn't matter? It's just a story online.
We understand.
All right, so it'll be
Yeah, what do you think? Our fucking listeners are going to hear that and go, "Oh yeah, let's go do that." It's just interspliced. They're putting a bomb belt together.
Good video quality.
Good craftsmanship, I'll say.
And then they show our neighborhood.
They show
yeah.
the TGIF outside this building, a couple blocks away. Wonderful. We got food. Why don't we go to break? Chris Distefano's here. The last episode of Benders, it's a really good show. I feel bad we haven't talked about it along the way. We gave you the big fucking push in the beginning.
I know, the first episode crushed, and then the numbers just dove.
Maybe we should have talked about it a few more times for you. But it really is a good show, and it's the final one tonight at I forgot 10
p.m. on IFC.
IFC. Okay.
Yeah.
What else you got going on, Chris?
Not really much. I'm working on a little something, so I can't really. I'll be at the Stand Comedy Club. That's where I'm usually at on the weekends. You could see me talking about nothing there.
What are you working on? It sounds pretty good.
You know, a little
something,
little sporty thing. A little sports.
You're good with the sporty thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to break in. We'll see.
And Jim Norton.
I got tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, Jacksonville, the Comedy Zone. I got San Francisco coming up, New Year's Eve in Rhode Island, Birmingham, Scottsdale, Louisville, fucking Connecticut, Austin, Texas now on sale, and Vegas. Go to my website, and then a whole shitload more dates being announced in a couple weeks.
Great. Okay. What are we doing when we get back? We got to do the Hillary thing, huh? With the Laugh Factory?
The Jeb Bush thing.
The Jeb Bush thing.
And the Jeb Bush thing is huge.
Yeah.
And the Ted Cruz thing.
Yep.
All right, we'll figure it out. That's all right.
More with Opie and Jim after this. In case you missed it. Recently, this happened on Opie and Jimmy.
Did SNL ever come a-calling for you?
I auditioned for SNL like right before I started doing the league, and I had one audition, and the same year that Mulaney auditioned, and we went in. We had been pitching a movie with Tracy Morgan for Tracy to play the deposed dictator of like those Nigerian email scams.
Yeah.
Well, this was the one time that it was real. So we had the idea for Tracy to play like the deposed dictator of Lairobia, and who comes and shows up on a college kid's campus to be like, "Where's my money?" So anyway, we're pitching a movie with him, and then we get a call. We're both going to go audition for SNL. We go to New York. We're running auditions together, and we go out. I go for my audition. And the way it works is you're backstage. The stage manager comes back and says, you're going to go outside. You're going to go out to the stage. You're going to say hi to Lauren, the writers. Then you're going to look to camera. You start your screen test. So I go out there. I see Lauren. I go, hello. And then I look to camera. I'm about to start. And Lauren goes, they're outside. And I'm like, they're outside? Are they out there talking about how awesome I am? And he's like, what? And I was like, are they outside talking about how great I am? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. And the stage manager comes and he goes, I'm so sorry. The writers, everyone took a little bathroom break. You got to go backstage. So I'm back, backstage. They iced me, not on purpose. It was a mix up, but I'm now backstage. I'm freaking out because I just, tried to be casual with Lauren and
He wasn't having it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he's,
no.
I'm just one of 30 guys, to no fault of his own. He's just like, what? You're going to, anyway, so I'm now backstage and there's some, union grip guy backstage. He's like, he looks at me. He's like, you going to do John Lovitz? And I'm like, I'm going to do Lyle Lovitz, the love child of John Lovitz and Lyle Lovett. And he goes, save it for the stage.
Oh my God. No.
I'm like, you wanted me to do a fucking bit with you, and I'm doing a bit, and I've got ice.
You started the bit.
I know.
How humiliating for everyone involved.
So I go out, and then I go out, and it goes fine. I end up doing fine. And
are you hearing laughter when you do? Are you just doing it right into camera? And how many people are in the room? Would you say?
It's dark, but I would say there's probably 15 people in the room, spread out. 15, maybe. Yeah, I honestly don't know, but it felt like about 10, 15. It could have been 100 people in there, and there was about 10 people laughing.
Were you doing a how long was the bit you had to do?
It was it's about 5 to 7 minutes of characters.
Different characters.
Yeah, you're doing different characters. Or that's what I was doing. But it was at a time on the show. This is about 6, 7 years ago, and at that point they had Sudeikis, they had Hader, they had Forte, they had Seth Meyers, they had Andy Samberg. I mean, as soon as Samberg got on the show, I was like, how many big-lipped Jews with glasses are they going to put on the fucking show? I mean, I kind of knew it was the timing wasn't right. They had just a bunch of 30-year-old white guys in Armisen. I mean, they just had every version of me that they were going to have. And so, look, it was a lifelong dream, but I also was like, it's just not in the stars. And it's happened, it all worked out. I auditioned the same year as Jordan Peele from Key and Peele. And then, cut to 2 or 3 years later, we both have our own shows, sketch shows on Comedy Central, with a lot more freedom to do whatever we're going to do, and
as the stars of the show,
and not having to fight through it. And the SNL folks are like, I've now know and have worked with a bunch of them, and I'm good buddies with a bunch of them, and so it all works however it's supposed to work out.
The show's back.
Back with Chris Distefano.
Yes.
The star of Benders.
You think so?
Yes.
Woo!
Star of Benders.
Thank you.
In studio.
Yeah.
Final episode tonight. We're hoping for a second season for Chris and the gang.
Hoping for a second season, and then we'll bring Jimmy. Jimmy died in one of the episodes, but we're hoping that comes back a second season. We're going to bring him back from the dead.
I do some of this side stuff too, Chris Distefano.
You want to do it? You're in.
In a second, I'll do something.
Especially if the NHL
starting to get out there again.
If the NHL gets on board and promotes it and lets us start using Islanders or Ranger stuff, you come be an Islanders fan.
The twist is you got to make me a Rangers fan.
That's it. The hate. I didn't realize the hatred between Rangers and Islanders. It's fucking nuts.
Fuck yeah.
It's even worse than Yankees Red Sox.
Yes.
It's brutal.
See, people are sick of me talking about it, but I'll say this. As a sports fan, I have my passion with the Islanders, and if the Islanders are out of it, I absolutely do not start rooting for the Rangers. Never. And the same thing with the Mets and the Yankees.
You don't?
No.
Here's the thing.
Although the Yankees, they had some fine teams. It was tough at times not to root.
Fine teams. Here's how the old man broke it down for me, and I've been going with them on this. He said, "Look, it's with New York City. Say, obviously Mets were in the World Series this year. We're both diehard Yankee fans. My dad and I. I was rooting for the Mets only because it's your team first, so the Yankees first, but then the city comes second. And my dad was like, "Look, since 9/11, shit's changed. You gotta support the city now." And that's how. Look, I wouldn't buy a ticket and sit in a Mets game, sit in Citi Field, and take that away from someone who's a diehard Mets fan.
Yeah.
But I was, I wanted to see them win, my city win over.
Tell your dad.
City.
Tell your dad to tell that to the Rangers fans.
I know
that's not happening. They're not going to, because it works. The other way as well. Rangers fans are not rooting for the Islanders if the Rangers are out of it.
But I think it's because they're in the same division.
A very small. Well, that's
the reason.
That's where my whole argument blows up, because then I like 3 teams in the AFC East in football.
4.
No, I mean that's where the bid is getting ridiculous.
But you like the Patriots as one
because I worked up there and I lived in Western New York for all those years, so I really did fall in love with the Bills, and I was there for all the Super Bowls.
Now you're Jets, yeah.
And then I grew up a Jets fan, so that's stupid. I know that's stupid.
And then how could you not like a Dolphin? Everybody loves a Dolphin.
My father-in-law loves the Dolphins and a couple of my brother-in-laws, but no, I don't.
We're glossing over an important thing here.
Yes.
My character being brought back to life. Is that what you were discussing when I walked in?
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
good.
yes.
I have so many ideas.
You got ideas how to bring him back to life?
I certainly do.
Because I'm being serious. We've said when we read the script on the read through, you had to read through the script the day of the episode. I said, oh shit, Norton dies. He shouldn't die. He should be continue on in this. I mean, it's funny shit. But
I got the answer.
What are we gonna do?
Twins.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Go. Twins. Jimmy had a twin the whole time.
What about triplets?
Okay.
Triplets.
What about this? What about if we do a nice little, when they do the, Ghost Whisperer and you go flashback? Or if we do a little flashback?
Flashbacks are definitely possible.
That works. Do a little flashback action.
Yeah.
Why not?
We'll do a prequel.
Oh,
prequel could work.
Star Wars shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Or maybe you just pull a Happy Days and you just don't acknowledge the episode that I died in. I just show up. I'd like Chuck. Just call me Chuck, and instead of disappearing, I come back and no one ever mentions it again. Hey, you remind me of someone. Do I?
Yeah.
Do I?
I wouldn't know about that.
God, that is the weirdest thing about Happy Days. Yeah, they never mention them again. They're too young for that shit.
Yeah,
probably.
well, Fonzie, right? Was Happy Days?
Well, you have to ask, right?
Yeah.
You ended that with a question, Mark?
The Fonzarelli?
Oh, yes. He used to come in here, too, Henry Winkler.
He was
terrific.
And by the way, put me in a good love scene with that wife of mine. Wow, is she fantastic.
Yeah. She married that surfer guy, right?
Oh, she married him?
You were saying on the train.
She was engaged, yeah.
Yeah. She was a spicy little nut. I got in trouble for that when the girlfriend was watching that episode with me.
Why?
Because girl, it was because she was so the actress was so
who played my
gorgeous,
wife.
and I was hitting on her. She was like, "When do you want me to fucking dress like that?"
I would have said yes.
Yes, I do.
You had
women
to deal
hate
with
that.
I got to deal with that.
When women go like, "Would you want me to look like that?" It's hard to go like, "I'd love you to decapitate yourself and put her head where yours is." Women never go for that.
You're on a hit show. She's got to understand you're doing some of that acting.
That acting. I know. Well,
hey, one other thing before we move on from sports. What do you think of this young kid for the Knicks?
I like him.
Porzingis?
Yes.
Love him. Love him. I think he's, he's 7'2", 7'3". I think he's shown that he can play. I think he's the best, He's turning out to be the best draft pick. He's playing the best out of all the guys drafted so far.
Yeah, huge article in the New York papers about him today. Like could be the next thing.
Yeah.
The next big sports star for New York.
Yeah, they were trying to compare him, saying he could be like a Patrick Ewing. I don't want to put that much pressure on him. But
is he up to 7'3", maybe?
I think he's 7'2", 7'3".
Wow. I knew he was over 7 foot. But.
And now, if you notice, watching the games, if you noticed how Carmelo played with like zero energy last year, now all of a sudden he's got this extra pep in his step because I think he smells Porzingis is the type of guy you start to teach him back to the basket moves, and he pulls up and shoots threes, and if he puts a little more muscle on, he's huge.
How do you shoot threes at 7'2"?
That's what they teach them.
Stick your fucking arm out and drop it in. Just stand on the line and put your dumb long fucking arm out. Just drop it in the basket.
I'm pretty excited about it. I haven't been excited about the Knicks since Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, they're very, very.
What's their record right now?
It's not great still.
Yeah, but he's just a rookie too. They're thinking about the future.
Yeah, you got him, Carmelo, the other guy.
Knicks are what, 6-6? All right,
it's not too bad.
All right.
Yeah,
it's a bad division.
It's a very bad division.
Yes, it is.
It's garbage.
All right, well, let's move on.
All right.
So we got Jeb Bush.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is he babbling about today?
Well, he's talking about who to let into the country. And who not to let into the country.
It is a big deal. A lot of people don't want refugees in their country.
I don't mind refugees at all. But however, this time, see, if this is how ISIS is getting in, why is it our responsibility or any nation's responsibility to go, yeah, we'll take the chance? How about the responsibility of the refugees to start fucking really ratting out the people who are doing this shit? Like, how about the responsibility of those people people like, well, refugees have always come in. Yeah, but refugees didn't come in and fucking attack the citizens.
Is it a bad thing to take a little time out?
No,
and take a little break and try to figure this out?
I'm still confused.
Figure out if there's a better way to, to see what kind of refugees we're getting.
Can you imagine if Jews or the Italians or the Irish back in those days were coming over and just murdering American citizens? Like, how fast they would have stopped that?
They would have absolutely closed it up a bit for a while.
What is ISIS?
They definitely would have, because the political correctness wasn't like it is today.
Oh, it didn't exist.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure what do they want. Does anybody know what ISIS wants?
Jeter gift bags. They want them and they can't get them.
I don't know.
They want a caliphate.
Yeah. The caliphate. They want just Islamic law, Sharia law.
Around the world.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So they want us all, and all of us dead. Even if we said, "Oh, we'll do Islamic law,"
no,
if you
can convert and live Sharia law, they would like you to live. But if you just want to anything but strict Sharia law.
But the strict Sharia law, I would think. They found like bags of heroin. They were all doing drugs. They get like souped up on crystal meth, like the Nazis, and they go out and they do these suicide bombings. So that goes against the Sharia law, right?
Well, I pointed that out to them. Yeah. I've seen a guy holding something, trying to flick a trigger, and I'm like, sir, this is the hypocrisy at its highest.
Throw
if you
a
don't
Sharia
mind.
law flag.
Yeah, you can't look at them like they're logical.
Yeah.
Would I have to get rid of my Black Keys CDs?
You might.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons, yes.
Fuck.
Really?
Yeah. You can't keep any stuff?
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to come in with a bomb belt if I hear them again.
So mad.
Yes. All right. Jeb Bush.
So this is his chance. Like, he takes a stance on something, it's his chance to look presidential.
All right, cool.
Which is why I said that, look, we ought to be bringing in people that have, like, orphans and people that clearly aren't going to be terrorists, or Christians. There are no Christian terrorists in the Middle East. They're persecuted. Religious minorities.
So what does the focus on Christian families actually look like? Is that going to...
What, you're a Christian? You can prove you're a Christian.
How?
What a fucking asshole. The guy just fucking stinks.
That was
talking. Hey, look at him being cornered. Look at how weak he looks, cornered with his back against the wall, shrugging.
One follow-up question did that to him.
Yeah. He fucking stinks, this guy.
Ugh, you can't...
God, he annoys me.
Yeah,
you can't mention anything like that about religion, division like that when you're running.
Or mention it strong. Don't shrug. Like, well, you can just prove you're Christian. What?
Yeah, with his stutter.
What an idiot.
He continues to kind of fall apart.
Yeah, he can't.
Just a little more.
He can't get anything going with this.
You know what he is? He's a simp. The man's a simp.
Push play on this.
You can prove you're a Christian.
How?
I think you can prove it. If you can't prove it, then you err on the side of caution.
Come on. Only Christians, and it's like, and I don't want the refugees, and I think that's a stupid answer. He just can't stop putting his dumb dick in his mouth. What a dope.
He's got a horrible personality.
Shrugging. You can just prove it. How? Your genitals. Just show your dick at the border. That's all.
What is he waiting for? He's waiting for Trump to really fuck up, so Trump's numbers drop, and then he assumes that everyone's going to start, voting for him in the polls. Because he's done. This guy's done.
He fucking stinks.
I don't even know what kind of politician he is, but I know this: he has a horrendous personality, and you definitely need a good personality to be the president.
And you need conviction. And like Jim said, he's got no conviction in anything he says. Everything he's so nervous about everything he's going to say. You can't. You can't do it.
He's fucking terrible.
Just go for it.
He's trying to come off like a guy who will say the unpopular thing,
right?
But then he just sounds stupid. He even sounds weak saying that. You could just tell.
Yeah. At least, that's why Trump at least goes for it, what he says. Even if you don't believe in what he says, that's fine. But he fucking goes for it, and he doesn't back off.
He's just becoming really petty, and the pettiness is starting to annoy me. I understand that you speak your mind, and I like that, but the pettiness of everyone that says anything about you, it's like if you're going to address every twat when you're that high and you're really like that far into this process, that gets to be a little old.
Yeah. I don't think anyone can really beat Hillary. I mean, she's like a fucking machine.
It's a cakewalk for
Apparently a bunch of comedians in the Laugh Factory can.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. She's not happy. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How does the story go? It goes.
The James Masada put a video up, a bunch of comics roasting her or making fun of her, questioning her outfits and her gender identity or whatever it was, her sexuality. And someone from the Hillary campaign called up, and he won't say who, and wanted to know the information on the comedians. Something's fishy about this, though.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
There is something strange because what's in this video...
I don't believe that Hillary wants them punished. I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that. I don't know, but...
is she in the video?
Masada's saying they threatened me. He's the owner of the Laugh Factory.
Well, then say who it was, Jamie.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm wondering about. Can we get Jamie on the phone today? I've received complaints before, but never a call like this, threatening to put me out of business if I don't cut the video. So he puts the video up on his website, and then supposedly Hillary people have reached out to Jamie. And he feels like he was threatened.
It's also not like the material here that we're about to listen to is over the line. It's kind of par for the course.
There's something that is wrong with this story, and I don't know what it is.
I'm reaching out to him right now.
How do we know it's somebody from the Laugh Factory legitimately? I mean, I'm sorry, the Clinton campaign legitimate. How do you know it wasn't just someone calling up being a dick?
Right.
Yeah.
I just texted Jamie. Let's see if he's around. It's a little early. He might be up though, because it's a big story. Maybe he's getting ready to do some press. Let's see the video.
Political faces in the room watching the stand-up show. I knew this was going down because I saw the Secret Service outside.
She's here?
Yeah, upstairs. Seriously, she gave me their secret.
Let me finish that thought. That woman should be president in the United States because she knows what it's like to like men and love women.
You know what I would love, Hillary? I was thinking about it, and I would love if you become president, then you divorce Bill, and then you marry a bitch. Oh, shit. That would fuck the world up in their head. That would be like, is this an episode of Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong? What is this? What is happening in the tabloids? Oh my, it would be so turned up. It would be crazy. It would be amazing, but he'd be like, yeah, I'm going to be the first husband, the first man. She's like, nope, I'm going to have my first bitch. Like, I like how you didn't trip off Bill and Monica Lewinsky and stuff. I feel like you was hitting that too on the side. That's what's up. I like how you didn't trip at all. You was like, oh, you want some fat bitches? You can fuck some fat bitches. I'm gonna get me a skinny bitch over here that can read real good. Let's turn up together.
I can't watch stand-up comedians. I just can't. I literally would rather watch that fucking ISIS promo video than stand-up comedians. Any comedians.
Yeah. I want to see what else they say, though.
There's more. Fitzsimmons is on here.
Okay.
Yeah, they both like the same thing.
Hello, Hillary. It's nice to see you.
Was she really there?
No,
great.
they would never say this thing.
Nothing like there's nothing like a skirt suit with shoulder pads to say I'm all woman. What do you think those fucking skirt suits Hillary Clinton wears? She looks like she's playing linebacker for TJ Maxx. It's the kind of outfit that you see, who wore it better, Caitlyn Jenner or Hillary Clinton? Trump also said, he actually said that he doesn't know about Hillary because we shouldn't have a woman in office because what about when they get their period? She's 69 years old. She hasn't had a period since the 20th century.
My mother is French, Scottish.
Oh, Brian Holtzman.
English. And what's the one for Wales? Welsh! He said for the half, Dutch and English and Welsh and whatever the fuck the other one was, in one person, you'd have to work in a whorehouse for quite some time. Because the chances of getting all those nationalities, you couldn't just have decided to be a whore for a little while.
I love Brian Holtzman. He used to go on last every night at the Comedy Store. I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah. I've never even heard of him.
Oh, yeah, he's an animal. Yeah. Yeah, he would really get the audience riled up.
First of all, the jokes are not bad at all. Whatever.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, they're harmless.
So that video is up on the Laugh Factory website, and then the Clinton campaign has tried to censor it. Besides demanding that the video be taken down, the Clinton campaign has demanded the personal contact info of the performers that appear in the recording. And then, like I said, Masada, who owns the Laugh Factory, said they threatened me.
I don't buy it. There's something going on.
I have received complaints before, but never a call like this, threatening to put me out of business if I don't cut the video. I don't know, man.
I don't believe
Masada knows how to get his name in the press, too. So
you think he's fabricating the whole thing?
No, I don't. I think that somebody called up, someone who didn't like what they were saying called up and said, "Does the Clinton campaign or was just being
He said it was a prominent person who he didn't want to identify.
Why wouldn't you identify them?
I don't know.
I mean, meaning they may have just said who they were.
Yeah, that makes it a little fishy.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just somebody that's a Clinton supporter and has nothing to do with the campaign.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And just said, hey, I'm with the Clinton campaign.
But if he had a name and then he Googled it and he's like, okay, that's a real person.
Well, that's what he's saying, though.
The guy's saying that's who he is.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true, too.
Yeah, I don't know if...
like, Travis thought he got a raise recently because I called him up and I go, it's Travis, it's Scott Greenstein. And he got all excited. I'm like, I'm going to double your money. He went, thank you so much.
And you sounded just like him.
Thank you very much. And you had no idea that it wasn't him.
And then I was sad.
Yes, you were. When your check came back and it was the same. And then I poked him in the stomach and I went, gotcha.
Oh, my God.
A little friendly poke in the belly. A little friendly poke in the belly.
Well, I
Did he answer your text?
No. I mean, it's early, though. It's L.A.
Yeah.
It's 5:30 or whatever.
It's the left coast.
So, I don't know. Something is a little fishy about this one. A little bit.
I just don't believe that Hillary Clinton is trying to censor the Laugh Factory. Or any comedian. I don't think she gives a fuck.
And then, because she'll just get attacked about, First Amendment rights and all that stuff. So why would she do that?
Was it somebody in her campaign who got a little cunty and called? Maybe, but it's not Hillary.
But that stuff, roasting, the politicians is huge. It's great for them when SNL does it or stuff like this. It's
Mad TV.
Mad TV.
Guy who just wants to name something and be part of the discussion. Improv groups.
Yeah. Sketch.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what else comes out with that. It just seems a bit, a little off. Something's not quite right there. I don't know. Let me say hi to Dan in Boston. Dan, go ahead, buddy.
I don't. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Did you guys? Trump was at a rally in Worcester last night, and there was a comment made about food stamps, and Trump went off on a fat guy that was at the edge of the stage. It's on YouTube. I don't know if you guys can look it up, but I found it on YouTube this morning.
We're not allowed to discuss YouTube clips on this show. It's a weird thing for management.
It's a must-see if you can find it on something else then.
Yes. But he went after a fat guy.
He went after a fat guy. He said something. I was there. I could. The audio was horrible.
That's going to be pretty tough to do on the radio then. How do you know he was making fun of a fat guy if the audio's bad?
Exactly. What, did he just look to his right and say something?
He looked right at the guy, and he said, oh, it's funny, the fat guy perks up as soon as they start talking about food stamps.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a decent bit.
Is that the racist one? Because I know somebody called Trump a racist and got kicked out of a rally.
No, there was protesters there last night.
Wait, they kicked out of the rally for calling him a racist?
Kicked out of the rally, yeah.
Yeah, this actually is a bigger video. We're going to try to find the one you're talking about, but
I believe I have it.
Which one? The fat one?
The fat one.
Oh, let's take a listen to this.
50 million people in poverty. We have 43 million, and now it's actually going to be probably closer to 50. 50 million people on food stamps. And I'll tell you what, if we had a real, hello.
Oh, yes, it's one of those protests. Oh, God.
I love the.
Oh, it's a guy who looks like it. He looks like a fucking ISIS member.
Yeah.
A white guy with the no fucking mustache and just the bottom beard. Oh, God, what a cunt.
I love those videos because then they're still yelling whatever they wanted to yell as they're getting dragged out.
No one
can hear
to get
them
him out. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to still make his point all the way to the exit door. Back to Trump. Now that they got rid of the protester.
Just finish, Donald.
Donald loves a moment.
Yeah.
He loves taking a moment for himself. Yeah, he's great on TV. Yeah. And I feel like he's working off script, too.
It's amazing. I mentioned food stamps, and that guy who's seriously overweight went crazy.
That's funny.
Applause break. Yep.
He's good. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's great.
You don't give a fuck.
That's what I kind of love about him.
I
really
doesn't
do.
fucking care.
Can you imagine how Jeb would have handled that? You know, I'm not racist. I just said don't bring in Jews. Fucking simp.
There's no Christian terrorists.
Oh, he's the fucking worst.
Thanks for punching out, Jim. I'll see you in Providence.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Good job,
New Year's
Dan.
Eve. I'm going to be up there. I have so many funny baby New Year jokes.
Okay.
Uncle Paul, baby New Year. Trust me, it's going to be a night to remember.
Good for Trump. You think he's surprised by his success in this thing? I know he has a huge ego, but you think he?
No, I think that he
expected all this.
Yeah, but I think he knows he can't beat Hillary. I mean, well, he doesn't know that, but I don't think. I mean, how can she lose?
I don't know how
she's
loses.
it's like a fucking machine. It's like
people get pissed off when you say that. By the way, on this radio show,
I'm not going to vote for her, but I'm just saying.
I see it your way too. I don't know how she loses. It doesn't mean I'm supporting her. I'm not supporting Hillary Clinton.
Like
I feel the burn. I like the Bernie.
Yeah, I love Bernie.
I love Bernie
He's the
Sanders.
fucking man. I would love to
like him more and more.
Yeah, I'll vote for him, but
he doesn't have a shot.
No.
And then when you say he doesn't have a shot, they get pissed off at that too.
I know. They're mad either way.
My feel on this thing, and I'm just, like anyone else, I just read shit and then repeat it.
Right. I don't know. I don't even know what. I got to be honest. Like when I listen to the politicians when they talk about their policies, I have no fucking clue what they're talking about at all.
We all just handpick things that you hear, like, oh, I like that. Oh, okay, I'm going to repeat that at the office today, or on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
So, none of us really know. We're not in the trenches with this shit.
No, come on.
So there's one story that's sort of starting right now. This will be fun for like the next hour or so. Jared Fogle just showed up for his sentencing.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that we should hear something soon.
Whoa. That should be on TV, no?
Yeah.
Try to get those dicks out.
If the sentencing starts in 40 minutes, he just showed up to court.
He's walking in. Where's
They're
court?
going to let him go.
Where is he?
Indiana, right?
In Indiana.
Yeah, he'll be off scot-free.
Yeah, in Indiana.
They should give him an award.
Giving him an award?
Opening people's eyes to different kinds of love.
Do they give awards for that?
They should start.
In court?
Yeah. Here's your reward for opening everybody's eyes. We get it now. We watch them movies. Look at little Justin, body like a big fat baby. Shave you down, put Earl on you,
He's got too much
then
hair
throw
to
you in a
look like
furnace.
baby.
Put what on me?
Earl, stupid.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, then burn you like Luca Brasi did in the book.
Jesus. Wow. this took a weird turn.
In Indianapolis.
All right, we got John in Boston saying that Hillary. How do you know the Hillary Clinton thing is fake from the Laugh Factory, John?
No one from her campaign would ever be stupid enough to call up and do that. And here's what would happen.
I agree with you. Something does not seem right here.
I smell something's fishy. Go ahead, but you go right. You talk.
Thank you. I'm going to tell you exactly how this would happen.
Tell me, please, because we've been speculating all morning. So please do it without being redundant about what we said.
Yeah. If Hillary Clinton was upset with something, Jimmy Norton said, she would just call someone at the IRS and say, "There's a comedian named Jim Norton. Go to
and then go who?
And get me his address and get me his phone number." She wouldn't call the goddamn Laugh Factory.
Of course not.
And do it.
Of course
This guy
not.
is either making this all up for publicity.
No, I don't think he is.
Someone duped him.
Yeah, someone duped him.
And by the way, if Hillary Clinton is so inevitable, why didn't she win 8 years ago when she was inevitable?
Listen,
thank you.
I think it was somebody who just called up, and I think Jamie's a smart guy. He probably knows it's nonsense, but he's like, why not get some press? Then the Clinton campaign will have to deny it.
Well, I can answer the guy's question, too. I mean, it's down to 3 people for the Democrats.
Yeah.
They had a much stronger field 8 years ago.
Come on,
Martin O'Malley doesn't have a fucking shot, and Bernie Sanders doesn't have a shot, so she's got the nomination, and then the Republicans are all over the fucking place. Trump is leading, and then you got Ben Carson right up there, too. Those are strange candidates. No matter what you think.
And what is he fucking inevitable? She was up against Barack Obama. What is it? What the fuck? Come on.
He probably means, yeah, that's right.
Come on. You know you're not going to beat Barack Obama.
No, you got to go back in time. Most people we're not ready for a black president. A lot of people were surprised that happened in the end.
And that's more to the point where I think Hillary will win, because I just don't think you can go back to having a regular old white guy president now. You have to have
the Republicans were counting on fucking Jeb Bush, and he
shit the bed,
and he's just a fucking. He's a cold, wet sponge.
And he looks
that's
like
all he is.
And he's not got that melting body because he used to be fat. Now he's skinnier.
Was he fat?
Yeah, I mean, you got
he's a bit chubbier,
a little chubby. I guarantee
some weight
you. Yeah, he's got
last few years
melt tits.
And what Mitt Romney? There's rumors with Mitt Romney. What's that?
Yeah, there's rumors.
No, Mitt Romney. He's not gonna jump back. He's not gonna jump back into this shit, is he?
No.
So, all right. What are they, assistant? Why do they show? This is a very good question. Absolutely. Let's go to Brian. Brian, go ahead in Raleigh. What's up, Brian?
Hey, I get what you guys are saying about kind of respecting that Trump, he doesn't speak like a politician. That's all great and good. But my God, he's got the thinnest fucking skin of any public figure I've ever seen. If someone, I might have been Ronda Rousey. I think she just said, I don't think I vote for Trump. He comes back with, well, she's a terrible person. She's a horrible person.
I think that his thin skin, I think you're right. And that's what I'm saying about being petty. But I think part of it is that he's just not, again, he's in this different arena. And it's one of his faults being in this arena. They're also used to, like, literally anything anybody says about them doesn't resonate. Like, it literally hits them like a piece of glass, like a bead of water, and rolls off the other side. Yeah. There's almost a bubble they put themselves in. He is not good enough he's not good at doing that yet, where every little petty thing he can just go, oh no, that was
before
nonsense.
Before he was running, he was thin-skinned as well. Let's not forget.
He's used to kind of coming back and doing that, and that's what people liked about him to begin with. Eventually, he'll stop doing that. Eventually, he'll get better at that. But I think it's at the point he's just not used to not responding to it.
But that's truly, I mean, it's not just a Trump problem. He's the worst at it because he goes for the nukes immediately if somebody says one thing about him. But I mean, that's the problem going back to like Sarah Palin. Her big problem. She had the biggest fucking mouth out there, but as soon as somebody said anything about her, fucking, bam, wah, 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 cry about this, that.
No, I don't think that was it. I think they came after, and I'm not even a big Sarah Palin fan, but I think they came after her a little unfairly.
I don't know
a little bit,
that.
dude. A little. They came after her a little unfairly.
She knew nothing about what she was talking about. So
yeah, in a lot of ways she didn't.
It seemed like it was fair to go after her for it.
Yeah.
But there was an ugliness to it, the way that the press, it's weird, like Hillary Clinton, who again, really smart woman, is married to a guy who does nothing but fuck everyone behind her back. He humiliates her publicly. She stays with him, and then she gets elected senator, and she puts on a Cubs hat, and then she comes to and she's a feminist hero. Sarah Palin was elected the governor of a state, and she's just a dumb fucking big-titted housewife in the eyes of the press. And there was something kind of fucking annoying and double-standardish about that.
Well, but
I'm not saying Sarah Palin was a genius, dude.
Big-titted housewife thing. Don't think for a second she didn't try and get some mileage out of that.
I'm not saying she didn't look good.
Hot hockey mom thing,
but what I mean is that they didn't once say that she was because her ideas were different than her. And I wouldn't vote for her, but just because her ideas were different, they wouldn't say like that she was a strong woman because she was fucking running a state.
Yeah.
She's still an incompetent twat in their minds, and it just seemed a little unfair.
All right.
But the thing was, she was an incompetent twat.
She was still running. She was still elected governor, and she didn't stay married to a guy who fucking dumped a load on a fat girl's dress. So how is that feminist? How is that fucking strong? How is that a model for feminism? You stood there and you took it.
I feel like the Clintons had
I don't hold anybody up as an example of feminism.
But they do.
I'm a guy.
I'm saying they do.
But, yeah, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. But at the same time, Sarah Palin, you got to have a certain level of knowledge to be held up as, a hero for anybody. And she didn't have that to begin with. A lot of morons can be elected governor of a state.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura was the governor of Minnesota.
Sure, a lot of dopes can be. I'm only saying the perception of one as being a strong model of feminism and the other one of being the dumb housewife was amazing to me when one of them was running a state and one of them was staying married to a guy who was fucking a fat girl and fingering her with a cigar. Do you understand what I mean? Any other woman, they would have brutalized for staying with him.
Sure. I get you.
All right, you little doll.
I feel like they had I feel like they just had an understanding all those years, the Clintons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like business associates at this point.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
good for both of them to stay married.
Yeah, and it's kind of like if you elect Hillary, it's like you have two presidents. First of all, I don't know much.
If Hillary does get in, how much fun would it be to have Bill back on the scene?
It's great. He was awesome.
He would be given the tour of the Christmas tree at the White House, like the first ladies do.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Oh man, different fucking. You could be. I'd get on SNL finally.
Yeah, because you do a great Clinton.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'm just going to put my cum in your dress or something. Hell. Oh yeah. Chip Clinton. Yeah, very popular.
I love Chip Clinton.
Do you like Chip Clinton?
I love the bit that we did like months ago with his 22 cell phones or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it still makes me laugh.
A classic, an instant classic. This guy thinks Jeb Bush is right. Charlie, what you hear in that clip, Charlie?
Hey, okay, I'm not trying to sell you on Jeb Bush. He's a fucking idiot, but multiple decades of only one specific group of people attacking us. I think he's kind of right about that.
Yeah, maybe.
They've been fucking with us.
Right.
And the Muslims are so crazy. If you look at Israel, they'll willingly stand in a line for Muslims only. They're like crazy committed. You could totally weed them out. Not that it's politically correct, but...
Right. All right. Thank you, sir.
Well, I don't mind gender or religion-based things at all. Like, because I actually am trying to get onto a retreat in Vermont. I've been meaning to go to. I want to just discuss my white privilege and check my white privilege. And I think there might be a place for me in Vermont to do that.
We're typing.
No, it's a news story. It's in your packet.
I don't know this one.
It's in your packet.
Oh, University of Vermont held a... Oh, it's highlighted, too. I'm sorry, Travis. That was my cue. University of Vermont held a 3-day retreat so students who self-identify as white could confront their white...
I think it's important how you self-identify, too, because, like, if both your parents are black, that shouldn't be important. I think it's how you self-identify is how you should be classified. Very important. Very important.
Identify.
No, I think it's important. I think it should be that way in everything in a college. Because, of course, this was the University of Vermont. I self-identify as a tenured professor. But you don't work here. No, I know, but I self-identify as one. So I'd like to start receiving a check.
Do black people understand that we had it tough, too?
Yeah.
We didn't have no fucking cakewalk.
Well.
Well.
In America. Right.
I mean, it's...
it wasn't easy.
No.
Sounds like someone needs a retreat.
I'm not going to no fucking retreat.
I don't know. I think that you
try
really...
to touch my penis and shit.
Your whiteness, you need... to confront your white privilege.
Oh, my God.
We've all been discussing it. Your white privilege is out of control.
I would so not go to college if I was coming up now.
I think you do well in college and your white privilege.
No, thank you.
No, I disagree. I think you need to address it and confront it. I know I do. And I'm open and honest. I self-identify as white. And I think I would like to go on a retreat.
They want everyone to tweet out, how does whiteness impact you?
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, please, can we start doing that? I'm on time.
Yes.
I'm quiet in a movie theater and other hacky ideas.
How does whiteness impact you? So what did they do at this retreat?
Well, it was a safe space.
Yes, they did say safe spaces are really important.
Very.
Yeah.
Especially in colleges.
Without 100%.
And white privilege retreats. All expenses paid.
Well, they already have a woman of color retreat.
Yes.
Which is for women of color. Which is basically for every woman but white women.
Unless you self-identify as a woman of color.
Absolutely. Like Rachel Dolezal would be welcomed.
She would be welcomed.
God almighty, the all-encompassing...
What
They're just silly at this point.
What's in this article? I don't even want to read this one.
I'll tell you what it is.
This is why I didn't fucking know it when Jimmy brought it up.
Well, University of Vermont...
I can't stand this shit.
It was an important 3-day retreat, I think. It was so students who, again, self-identify, confronting their own white privilege. You know, it's called Examining White Privilege, a retreat for undergraduate students who self-identify as white. I like that. Nice long title, because that makes it important. And it was specifically for white students. Now, according to the university, the self-identifying white students who attend the retreat, they're going to come to recognize and understand white privilege from an individual experience, which is kind of, I think, how we should do it. And, this is the important part, they're going to have the opportunity to conceptualize and articulate whiteness from a personal and systematic lens, as well as the impact of white privilege on the University of Vermont community and beyond. And that's kind of the experience I'd want to have if I went on one of these retreats. Self-identify white students, they're also going to tackle tough questions such as, what does it mean to be white? How does whiteness impact you? The university website, it features testimonials from past attendees of the retreat who they really praised the way the event was a safe space. Travis hit the nail on the head there. And they did praise that because I think that's a quality that all college students should have, a safe space.
A safe white space.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Are there
no cost to its privileged white students.
Are the testimonials in that article?
Let's see here.
There's some testimonials on the website.
You know what, Trav? I think the testimonials would serve us well here.
I want to know what kind of events they did.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Jim told you some of those events.
I didn't hear events of
Addressing your whiteness.
Yeah.
Those are the events.
Well, I think they hire a black person to come in and a bunch of white people talking, and then the black people goes to say something. The black guy goes to say something, and all the white people are quiet and listen. Sorry.
I was thinking more like potato sack races.
Here's a testimonial from Cora.
What Cora?
Oh, let's hear what Cora has to
I've
say.
been sick. You know, I fucked that old shortstop from the Yankees for many years. And when he finally died, I was happy.
I don't think that's her.
No, it wasn't Phil Rizzuto's
That's
Cora.
Phil Rizzuto's wife. I know that one.
Fucking awful old lady name, Cora. Well, I was born in 1870, and now I'm attending the University of my Vermont. Shit name.
He loved bringing up Cora.
Yeah.
And what they did the night before.
Yes.
Me and Cora.
Yes. My wife Cora and I got rid of our wife privilege because she laid down with a man of color while I masturbated. He was a designated hitter, as it were. Frank Messer just talking. Shut up, Scooter.
Right. I should take a break. Take it in.
Shut your mouth,
Frank. What do we got? What are
the testimonials?
Oh, God. All right. Cora, class of 2015. I enjoyed the Examining White Privilege retreat because it provided a safe space to learn about yourself and others and how we experience and understand privilege and systems of oppression. The activities were engaging and challenged me as a participant to be open-minded and see different perspectives. I want to know about more about the activities.
That in itself is not bad. The thing that's bad is that she needs a safe space.
Right.
That's the irritating part.
The thing that's irritating is that she went to the retreat to begin with.
Yeah, that is annoying. But I mean, it's like it is a thing. It's like we always say race discussion, so they're going to be uncomfortable from every point of view. So just because I don't like this one doesn't mean that they shouldn't have it. And just because they shut down other ones, and that's wrong, doesn't mean they shouldn't have this one too. But Cora's just
3 days.
I imagine they only allowed one perspective. See, that's the part that's annoying, is like, I bet you that if someone said, oh, this is nonsense because of this and that, you would probably, as we say, poo-pooed.
Yeah. But it's a safe space.
Well, I guess a safe space means no one disagrees.
That's true.
I wonder if there's any is there any differing point of views of the website? Are there any point of views that say, I found this to not be valid?
To be horseshit?
Or I just didn't think this was what I thought it was? Or you know what? White privilege might exist, but I think that it's very, very exaggerated, and here's why. Is that point of view on the website? I imagine not.
I don't think so.
No. So it's all one point of view.
That would be unsafe.
As all colleges are. It's one point of view.
Chris, where are you at with safe spaces?
See, my kid, I have, my daughter's half white, half Puerto Rican.
Right.
So I feel like, She'll have plenty of safe spaces.
Who does she identify herself as?
Good point. Good question, Eric.
I'm not.
There are no bad questions.
That's a very good question.
Only the ones you don't ask.
Well, she's drinking. She drinks the non.
Sometimes when we touch. Sorry, buddy.
No, I don't know. I mean, I guess we give her all that organic, baby food. So I guess more white than Puerto Rican so far. But she's 6 months old. I think she's going to go. Her mom is very strong-hearted Puerto Rican, Boricua, with the hoop earrings and stuff. So I won't be able to save her from that.
Yeah, you're going to lose it.
I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, you're going to be like Spike Lee and fucking do the right thing. Yeah. English, speak English.
She's barely going to acknowledge her whiteness by the time she's 8.
Well, already they're doing a really Puerto Rican thing. My daughter's name is Delilah, but her middle name is Mia, so they only call her Mia. That's like a Spanish thing. You only call them your kids by the middle name. So my family has no idea who they're talking about when they're talking about me. They're like, I thought your daughter's name was Delilah. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Have they met her yet?
Oh, yeah. No, our families are cool. But I almost think, like, you know what? I'm happy to be bringing a biracial child into this world so you don't get pinned with the white shit. She doesn't get pinned with the minority shit. She can, I think she'll have an easier life. 25 years ago, I think she'd have a harder life. I think she'll have an easier life now. She can get accepted. She can go either way.
Well, and white is becoming the minority quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly becoming the minority.
Absolutely. It's
in New York City. You walk around, man.
You got to apologize for being white.
There's not a lot of white people.
No. Oh, no.
Less and less.
No.
I don't apologize for being white, but a lot of times I'll hold the door for a black man or a man who's not white, and as he walks by, I'll say, "You're every bit as good as me."
God.
Look at you stepping into the new century.
I really am. I mean, I create a safe space wherever I go.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yep.
I would not want to go to college.
If I hold the door sometimes for an Arabic man or a man who I might believe to be Arabic, I'll stop him and I'll say, "I don't know if you're Muslim, but if you are, I know you're not a terrorist. Have a great day, sir." And he'll say, "Thank you very much."
You got to hug it out, though.
I'll say, "I checked my white privilege at the door. I'm going to be grabbing it on the way out, but I checked it while I walked in here."
Got to hug it out so you can feel for that bomb belt.
Yeah, just to make sure. Exactly. Frisk it out.
Right. Frisk it out. Frisk it out.
Yeah, maybe that's what the cops need to do. Stop and hug.
Yeah. Frisk it out. I like that. Well, good for the University of Vermont, I guess.
Absolutely. God bless them. Getting to the bottom of it.
Yes.
Whatever happened to just having a good old-fashioned kegger?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds too much like something else, so they can't call it that anymore.
And just learning
called a kegger lover.
All right. Learning about other races around a keg with some red cups.
Yeah.
College has gotten fucking weird. Ben Carson's campaign made a U.S. map and put a bunch of states in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
Let's see.
This was also about the who do we let in the country debate. So they were weighing in saying that they support all the states and the decisions that they're making, except they screwed up New England.
What?
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
How?
Look to the east of New York. There's no Connecticut. There's no Rhode Island.
Oh, they just left that part blank?
No, they moved it up.
Right. What are they doing?
Yeah, Massachusetts is... That's pretty high.
That's weird.
They didn't do that. That's a fuck up as far as like they put.
Yes, but
no, they didn't draw it that way. It was probably some kind of graphics program, and they just fucked up and didn't check it. You know what I mean?
But how does that
There's
happen?
no
it's
way
not like you're putting it in one state at a time.
It's not a puzzle piece.
But there's no way someone would draw it like that.
I mean, look at the
I'm
border.
not a huge fan of Ben Carson, but I don't know.
Oklahoma's fucked up.
Where's Oklahoma?
Or Texas, you see that?
Look at Texas.
Yeah.
They put it down below Mexico. That's just wrong.
Fucking bad.
Benny. Hardly knew ye.
That's weird.
Yeah,
it's a strange mistake.
And Dr. Ben Carson tweeted out, "I'm standing with the 31 governors that are working to keep our nation safe. Read more." And then it has this map that's all fucked up. I'm surprised someone from his campaign didn't catch that error. Because I don't think he tweets for himself. I bet you people are just tweeting for Ben Carson in general. Yeah, we know how it... Then they have to show you how it's supposed to look.
But they made up a state.
Wait, that's not even... Yeah, what is that?
They put
for the Syrian refugees.
That's got to be some kind of a computer graphic thing.
That's all it is, I think, yeah. Although that
I don't know, though, because, again, you don't...
Why would you... Wait. No, here's what you're doing. No, here's what they did. Is they were grabbing and dropping somewhere, and if you take the red piece on the top and you pull it down... it just drops right into place there. They just, like with a mouse, probably grabbed it and dropped it in the wrong place.
Why would they put together a map of the United States?
I don't know what
they copy and paste a map.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some kind of.
I think there's a lot of different maps.
No, but there's a reason for this. That's probably how it happened.
This is upside down and flipped. That's all that is. Like Jimmy's right. It's like a Tetris thing.
I don't think it's upside down. I think if you just take it and drop it below, it's like.
See, this has to be.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this whole thing has to be turned and flipped.
The state of Connecticut in the mistake is part red and part blue. This is Connecticut, and it should be just down.
Yeah, they pulled down. That's all. It's just some stupid thing.
I think they just took a wrong map.
Maybe.
It's a bunch of 20-year-old interns.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so that's what? That's another what? That's an add-on. So what is that from?
This whole thing should just be dragged.
All right, we'll tweet it out. So
it's just a mistake.
It's just a dumb mistake.
But if you're running for president, you can't make a mistake like that of putting.
Well, you're not checking every map, though. You know, like, you think the candidates are like you said, it's probably some dumb 20-year-old intern. You're not looking at every map going.
Someone should be.
Someone should be checking big things like.
Yeah. If you want to run that map.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Just be confident about it.
You know,
stand by it.
I don't know.
No, it looks right to me.
Yeah, but that's what I would do. Yeah, that's fine.
There was a black protest at Princeton yesterday.
Oh God, for what? I hope they got what they wanted. I certainly do.
Let's go to Jersey. John, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right, guys. Yeah, so they had a sit-in outside of the president's
Oh, that
office.
must have smelled terrible. A what? Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Demanding first that Woodrow Wilson's name be removed from the school because he was a known segregationist. Number two, they wanted, I think it was cultural sensitivity training for all faculty and staff. And then number three, my favorite, they want their own cultural center, which isn't that segregating themselves?
I guess.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, sir. Are you trying to point out that college students are asses?
Well, maybe.
All right.
I used to call my erections when we were kids Woodrow Wilsons. Well, that's what we used to call like our dick. Like, oh, you got a Woodrow Wilson.
Why?
I don't know.
Wood.
Like woods.
Wood. You went with the wood thing.
Woodrow Wilsons.
We used to just say we got wood, but you got creative.
Yeah, we got creative.
Woodrow Wilson.
So that's what I know about
Woodrow Wilson.
Nice.
Yeah.
I called mine the Kennedy because it leaned back into the left.
And bled a lot. Oh boy, you might want to get that checked. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we know that a lot of things are happening on college campuses. It's an epidemic. Everyone needs their safe space and need to protest about something. Before break, everyone heard about the Doug Flutie thing, right?
Oh, yeah, that's brutal. Well, actually, I don't know if it's too brutal. It's brutal for Doug. Good for the parents.
Yeah.
Good for the parents.
Yeah, they were
like
married 56 years.
Married 56 years. The father has a heart attack and dies, and then an hour later, the mom, obviously stressing out, has her heart attack and dies.
Oh, they weren't like sick with cancer. Oh my God.
No,
he was sick.
Parents die on the same day, both with heart attacks. And then I go to Twitter, and everyone's like going, "My heart goes out to Doug Flutie."
The heart.
I know, they mean well, but what? That's a
stop with the heart.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear about hearts at this point.
Yeah.
But both parents die on the same day.
Doug
Married
Flutie.
56 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
They died within an hour of each other.
I bet you there's a part of him, though, that's happier now that he doesn't have to see his mom grieve for his dad or his dad grieve for his mom, and he's grieved, but he'll get over it.
Yeah.
Or not that you get over it, he'll learn to live with it a little easier.
I would want if my parents died, I would like, if they had to die, they're going to die, I would like to be like close together.
Close
so
together.
yeah, like whichever one goes, the next one, don't walk next to an open grate next to me because you're going right in.
Yeah. I'm going to make it easy for you.
Absolutely.
Make it easy for you.
It's very sad to see older people without their partner. It's brutal.
Like my mom,
it's fucking brutal.
Even though my parents have been divorced like my whole life, it still sucks when like I'll call my mom. It's like a Saturday. I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm just sitting here with the dog." I'm just like, "Oh, fuck, Mom."
I used to drive by the house I grew up in.
Yeah,
and there would just be one lonely light on in the living room, and I know it was my dad just watching TV. Fuck. All right, I'll stop in and say hi.
Say hi. You feel like you have to.
And just like you just said, though. And he's there. He seems happy. He was a big Knicks fan. He would be watching a game all by himself. But, and that house used to be filled with kids.
Yeah.
And, it was on a main road. So coming back from the bars or wherever, I always would drive by to my apartment in Huntington and see the one light on.
Yeah.
I didn't stop every time, but it always depressed me. I'm like, oh, God.
Don't worry about it. So I think he'll be all right, Doug.
You think Doug's going to be all right?
I think it's all right, and I think
see, there it is. My heart goes out.
Yeah,
a class act. My heart goes out.
A class.
My heart goes out. Over and over again. This is what people are tweeting. Flutie's is a class act. He looks like he's in great shape still, too.
I'm
He
sure
looks
he's
like
a
he can
great
still
guy.
throw 50 yards.
I just don't get when someone says someone else is a class act.
if I was gay, he'd be my type. Older guy like that.
Yeah, you go older guy.
Look good. Yeah, I would go older like that. I like that small but tight. He's a Buffalo Bill. Did you know him up there when you was he on the team when you were there?
You were there for Jim Kelly.
Oh, for Jim Kelly.
No, it was
okay.
Kelly and Frank Reich.
Oh, okay.
Who had the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Frank Reich.
A lot of people
Sounds
thought
like a
that-
Nazi.
Yes. He was the second one. I liked his third brother.
When people think about that comeback with the Houston Oilers, they when they look back, they just assume it was a Jim Kelly game.
Nope.
And you got to remember, it was Frank Reich that came into that
35-0,
game.
right?
35-3.
35-3. They came back with Frank Reich.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember my dad taking me down. I remember I was a little kid that game, if I'm remembering correctly. And I remember my dad taking me down at halftime to the. I guess he had money on whoever was losing. I remember him taking me down to the OTB
to start
on
celebrating.
Myrtle Avenue. No, to start trying to gamble more money because he was probably in the hole so deep.
Right.
And he thought he was going to lose everything. So I remember him going on the horses. But then I remember being happy because I guess he must have had the Bills. I forgot. What year was it? What year was that?
93.
Yeah, that was right then. I remember being a little kid.
It was all right. Let's look at this. So it was 35-3, and then the Bills scored 28 points in the third quarter, 7 in the fourth, and then they got the field goal.
Yeah.
Final score 41-38.
Boy, I bet you
That's still the biggest comeback in NFL history, right?
That's a fucking insane.
I bet Oiler fans were hot under the collar.
A little bit.
And then they made it to the Super Bowl and lost again, right? That was in the 4 years in a row they lost.
I believe that was the
3 years in a row.
final year.
They lost 3 in a row.
3 in a row? No, 4. 4 Super Bowls in a row.
I know this like the back of my hand.
Fucking.
I was in Buffalo for 3 out of the 4, and I just moved down to Long Island to work at BAB when the fourth one hit.
Do people
4
kill
in
themselves?
a row? Dude, the whole city,
honestly,
the whole city shut down. The depression in Buffalo after these Super Bowl losses, and plus it's in the middle of winter, which just makes the whole area suck to begin with.
Jesus,
because those smaller cities, they're way more into their teams because there's less entertainment.
Yeah.
So I mean, everyone on Sundays, man, Buffalo would shut down for these games, especially back then when they were doing so well.
4 in a row, you're right. God damn.
They would the city would shut down. Ugh. Everyone would go and watch the game somewhere. I mean, it was like the actual city itself was like a ghost town on Sundays. No one was out. They were all watching it.
That's something.
4 in a row.
Jim Kelly's really sick now too, right?
He came back. He came back from it.
Yeah,
oh, good.
All right.
Unless you have new info.
I don't have any new info.
He had a huge comeback. He's been doing very well.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he was on his last leg. He was looking really fucking bad.
You know what? But speaking of the Buffalo Bills, you know what I saw last week? I was watching the games, and somebody was wearing an O.J. Simpson jersey, like an O.J. Simpson Buffalo Bills jersey, which I was like, that's fucking pretty crazy.
What, a fan?
No, like a guy in the bar.
That's all right.
Yeah, but O.J.
That's sure. Right. If you're a fan, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know they still made them.
It's a great thing to wear to marriage counseling. Fucking subliminal message, the old number 32.
They were getting on me because I was wearing a Lawrence Taylor jersey. Oh my God, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, speaking of the Giants, I was at the Giants-Patriots game on Sunday, and some guy, this Patriots woman, was being the worst fan ever after the game, and we were walking in the tunnel to get to the car, and this guy gave this Patriots woman a little shove, and she fell over the garbage can, and like people were like, we're all looking like, dude, what the fuck? And then, we kind of all looked at the woman, and we were like, fuck it, she's a Patriots fan. We just kept walking, which was fucked up. But the guy noticed me, was like, I love you on Opie and Jimmy. Nice. And I was like, call in. I was like, if I'm going to come on. I was like, I wonder if that guy would call in. I hope he's the one
who pushed her.
And say that he put.
Oh, it was him.
It was him.
Oh,
he pushed her. Yeah, but it wasn't like he nudged her. Like he wasn't like a full, like he nudged her.
And she was just being really loud about the win?
Yeah, and she had like that Boston accent, like, Gronkowski, fuck, I want to blow you in the car. Fuck that. Fucking Giants.
What
so
a wicked win.
Oh, fuck this lady. And then he
Can't
gave her a little
Boston
elbow.
accent anymore.
Yeah, he gave her a little elbow, and her leg clipped the garbage can, and she rolled over.
Yeah.
And then we were like, whoa, what the fuck? And then but we all looked at her and was like, fuck her. Because she was on the floor like, Gronkowski. But he was like, Opie and Jimmy. I was like, okay.
Nice.
Call in.
All right. We're going to take a break. We got Chris Distefano. He's got Benders tonight. Final episode of the first season. We're hoping for a second season.
So for a second season, baby.
It's on 10 o'clock tonight.
10 p.m. tonight.
On IFC.
IFC. And check out ChrisDComedy.com. I got some shows coming up in 2016.
All right. And Jimmy's all over the place. In
Tonight, tomorrow, Saturday at in Florida.
Okay.
And in Jacksonville, a whole bunch of stuff on my website, JimNorton.com. And Mulaney's next. Is he here?
Yeah, John Mulaney next.
Ooh.
And other things. So
Handsome.
Doing all right. I want to get that Ted Cruz video up. He's talking some shit to Obama. Yep. All right, we'll be back.
Opie and Jim will be back. Stay tuned. In case you missed it, recently this happened on Opie and Jimmy.
You think he got in trouble yesterday?
She might have asked him about it, but he
21.
21. I think he had 18. I have 3 more.
That's really great, Clinton.
Thank you. I did
That was Jim, for those at home who don't realize that that wasn't actually Clinton.
My phones feel your pain.
Daryl Hammond who?
That's really something special.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. I'm opening up my new show with my Bill Clinton. I've got so many phones to call everyone.
Why are you squinting like
Why
that?
you look like you're in pain?
That's I'm not.
It's fun because it's topical, and it really sounds like Bill Clinton.
Yeah. I can make phone calls to all of your vaginas.
What? You're going blue with your impression.
But it goes back to the phone thing as well.
Yeah,
which
I
is
understand.
important.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. We've got 21 phones.
My wife is running for president. I'll be on the phone.
He's got so many.
Yes, he does.
He loves talking on the phone.
Yeah.
That's very, very good.
Thank you. Sounds like him, right?
It does.
It's pretty good. It's right there.
Not bad.
It's right there.
I didn't inhale on the phone.
That's fun.
Ties in.
Right, because it's a thing from 92 and then a thing from now.
That's right.
Two big stories.
My favorite type of pie is impeach pie.
Oh, that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
It's a good one. Peach pie isn't even like a thing people...
That's such a stretch.
Yeah. Can I call you on my 21 phones or something? My wife's ankles are so fat they look like bowling pins or something. I got some white waters at the bottom of my balls.
Bill Chip Clinterson.
Yeah, Chip Clinton. Do you want to call it the White House? No black people. Oh, except for the one now. My mother's a saint on earth.
Oh, Chip Clinton.
I named my daughter after a New York place. We call it Chelsea because we was going to call it Hell's Kitchen.
Why would he name her after? He wasn't living in New York.
Yeah.
You can't just say what you know.
My wife was a senator. She liked more baseball teams than I have phones.
She wasn't loyal to one team.
Yeah. One time she lied about being in combat. This psychotic bitch should never be president. That's just kind of a statement. Do you like Chip Clinton?
I love Chip Clinton. You think Chip Clinton actually carried 21 phones?
I kept my pockets was always bulging, and they'd be like, "Your phone's ringing." I'd be like, "Which one?" They give me a half hour to answer them all. I'm your president. Fuck yes.
The show is back.
That's back with Chris Distefano.
Yes, sir.
Benders tonight, final episode, 10 o'clock on IFC.
Boom.
It's a great show, it really is.
Thank you.
It's one I have been watching. We also have John Mulaney outside the studio. We got to get him in. He's got a Netflix special coming out called The Comeback Kid.
Yeah.
Here is John Mulaney.
Whoa, hey, how you doing?
Johnny.
Hey, John. What's going on, John?
How are you?
How are you, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Nice to see you.
You too.
We were. I want to mention on the air as well our little conversation. Travis, who's in the booth over there, turned me on to the James Franco SNL documentary, and then I learned that you never saw it, which I find fascinating.
No, I never saw it. They taped that in 2008, like the winter of 08.
Yeah.
Franco came in, he hosted in the fall. Then he came in with a camera crew in the winter when Malkovich was hosting. And he filmed a whole week. And it's on Hulu or something, is it?
I saw it on YouTube.
On YouTube, maybe?
Yeah.
So he filmed a whole week of the show, which was really cool, but I would just at the time was like, oh, this is just like footage of us napping and like being stressed out at 5 a.m. So I never have watched it.
The only reason I bring it up, he got full access to the process. And, you know, over the years, you never really saw a lot of that type of footage. You would see a quick clip here and there. But Franco, I guess he was in a film class, and this was his film project.
He was in school at NYU then.
Yeah. And then Lorne Michaels said, sure, why not? And man, he's just roaming the hallways. He does catch people just napping in their offices in some downtime.
Yeah.
People sleeping in their offices because they got deadlines to meet. They showed the table read with John Malkovich sitting there next to Lorne Michaels and everyone offering up their skits or what.
And that was it. It's funny you mentioned that one because I remember that table read, and that was one of the longest ever. We had like 52 sketches, I think.
Jesus.
Normally it's 40.
Yeah, they said something like that where it's 52 sketches, and you see some of them.
And in the 70s, it was like 25 sketches.
Oh, really?
Each writer would write one sketch. So I've been told.
Yeah.
And then maybe each cast member would write one sketch. And now we each write like 3 or 4.
How long does 52 sketches take to get through?
Man, it starts at like 4 p.m. and I feel like it's done close to 8, maybe after.
They kind of show that time is going very slow. It's
time moves so slowly. It gets dark. It's the winter, so it just gets dark outside 30 Rock fast. And then you're stuck in like...
for another few hours in the darkness.
Yeah.
And Malkovich is sitting there politely, because some of the skits obviously aren't going to work, and they show
so
people...
they show stuff that doesn't work?
Yeah, show people just eating it. Which I like. I like that stuff.
I'm glad they show that.
And then they also show some of the skits where like they accept it and they go all the way and they get the sets done and everything, and then, you know, it's cut last minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the amount of work that goes into like so many things that get cut. I mean, sometimes the things that take the most work are guaranteed to get cut, you know, like you just have a feeling when you're building a set.
Yeah.
I had this sketch where Timberlake played Mozart once, and there was so much work going into this set. I was like, this is definitely going to be cut.
Really?
Somehow this is just bad.
Was it a good sketch?
It was decent.
Not great?
It was about Mozart starting acting. Because Timberlake had just started acting, and people were like, "Why don't you just do music?"
Yeah,
why are you getting into that? It was fun. It was funny. I think we put it online.
But if you're an SNL fan, this James Franco thing is definitely worth watching. It's very fascinating.
I bet it would be cool.
Just because of the full access thing that you really just never saw before.
Our like 90-year-old lighting designer Phil Himes, who's been with the show forever and with NBC since the 50s or 40s. He saw Franco on the floor with like a camera, and he was like, I don't know why you're allowed here. We've never even given the New York Times access to this. I'm against it. Walked away.
Those old guys.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah. Oh, wow. People had asked before him and shot down?
I bet a lot of like, hey, could we shadow everyone for a week? Was like, no.
That's why I keep going back to the point. I've never seen anything like this before. And it's so strange that Lorne allowed it.
As a film student. Maybe he's just like, sometimes a weird request is what gets responded to.
Yeah, and also you realize maybe people didn't ask. Like, I think people asked, but like maybe after 20 years, people were like, yeah, they don't allow that. And then someone was like, hey, can I hang out for a week and film it?
Yeah, Travis turned me on to it. He loved it, and I absolutely loved it as well. But I just had to ask you about it because you're definitely in it a lot.
Okay. I'll watch it in like 5 years, and that'll be cool.
You're one of those guys you can't watch yourself?
I can't watch myself like asleep.
You want it to look good.
I'm okay doing like stand-up and shit, but I don't
I'd rather watch myself
asleep.
I could never watch myself do stand-up. I would hate it. It's painful. Because don't you just like look at yourself like, oh, that was wrong, or you think your head's
I call
weird.
attention to it. I gather people around like, wait, watch what I say next. It really gets the room going.
Yeah. Someone once took a photo of me watching TV and showed it to me, and it was the most depressing thing I've ever seen.
It's like you see pictures of yourself. I look like that all the time.
Yeah, when you're like slack-faced and actually zoned out, you're like, oh man, that's what I come off like.
That's dope. I look like an asshole. The Comeback Kid, the new Netflix special out now. Why are you calling it the Comeback Kid? You're too young to be the Comeback Kid.
Well, I had this long story at the end of the show about when I met Bill Clinton in '92. I was a kid, and he was running in '92, and he was calling himself the Comeback Kid, and he was 46.
Yeah.
And that I think it's better to call yourself that when you're way past kid.
Where'd you meet him?
Now I get it.
Huh?
Where'd you meet him?
At this fundraiser when he wasn't the president yet. He was running that summer. I think it was right after the convention. And my parents had gone to school with him. And so there was this big alumni fundraiser. We got invited to it. or my parents got invited to it. My dad didn't want to go because he hated Clinton. My mom liked Clinton. So I went with her. We met him, and he was really cool. He was like...
How old were you?
10.
Did you have any idea that this was a powerful man in front of you? Even though he wasn't the president yet or any of that?
Yes, and I was also like, I can't believe a young guy's going to be president. Because I'd grown up with Reagan and Bush, and I just thought the president was like so elderly.
Supposed to be really old.
I was like, this is supposed to be the oldest man in the country, is supposed to be the president. Yeah. And then this was like the first time I was like, this is like a real person. This is crazy.
He was the first one since Kennedy that was a young guy, right? I'm trying to think.
Or felt young, yeah.
Yeah,
Lyndon Johnson was old, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter.
Nixon was so old.
Yeah.
Felt old.
Yeah, so he was the first one.
You look back, Nixon wasn't that old. But
no, but he comparative to Clinton, his vibe, his energy, I don't remember. Probably early 50s, mid 50s.
That's it?
I'm guessing.
Back then, people that's when 50 looked like 70.
It looked like shit.
Yeah, like everyone had a receding hairline and it looked like shit.
50 looked horrible back in the 60s, 70s.
So I remember being like, this is weird that a young, cool dude who's like been on Arsenio and shit is going to be president.
Right.
You know? I just thought that was so strange.
So if Clinton walked in the room, he would know you?
Not at all.
Oh, he would know your parents still?
Nah, maybe.
Went
no,
to school with him doesn't mean hung out with him, right? Just kind of was at school when he was
just
there.
Knew them, but knew my mom that night, and that was the most important thing. Was because my dad was just like, he's not going to remember you.
It's good for the night,
but I think he's really good at making everyone think that he's going to remember them. I think that's why he's like brilliant. So like, yeah, in my mind, I was like, oh, he knows me now forever. But I doubt it made me.
Trump has a little of that, you know.
Have you met Trump?
We've talked to him on the phone many times, but he always talks about how he's a terrific person. He's always like complimenting people. He knows that goes a long way with people.
Wait, he compliments himself or he compliments other people?
If he's talking about someone, he's like, oh, that person he's a terrific person. He's a wonderful human being.
Oh, yeah.
He says that about everybody.
That's great.
But if you're on the other, if you're on the receiving end of that, it makes yourself feel like, oh.
For sure.
I feel good.
I'm great.
Right.
That's what Don King does, too, they said.
Don King's like that.
And when we were Kings, the guy said, King has this great thing. He welcomes you. He makes you feel like very important and valued.
Yes.
You know, and he's a creep, but he's just a charismatic.
Yeah, my friend did stand up at some benefit that Don King was at, and afterwards he asked Don King for a photo. He said, can I get a picture with you, Mr. King? He said, may I get a picture with you? Hold him in. And he said he put him in this like half bear hug and pointed at him, and it was like, oh, Don King knows how to take a photo.
We've been lucky enough to have a lot of fighters on this show, all the greats, and they all pretty much hate Don King. But we've had Don King in here. He's so likable.
You know what an awful person he is. And you can't help but enjoy him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. He could trick you. You understand why these guys sign their lives away to him.
No, I mean, anyone who's just like that, I mean, he must know, like, if I just look goofy and talk constantly, you'll forget that I'm stealing money from you.
Well, talk about, like how do you not respect a guy who alpha mailed fucking Frazier and Ali and Foreman out of money? Like, how do you not respect a guy who fucking literally had the balls to do that, to fuck with Ernie Shaver's money?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What's the one, I want to get it right, the one Tyson story, it's in his
beat
book.
him up outside the Beverly Hills Hotel?
No, the one where he punched him, and then who got kicked out of the car? Was it Tyson? I feel like it was Don King that was kicked out of the car, and he still continued work with Tyson after the fact.
Who punched who?
Tyson
punched Don King pretty good.
God.
And I don't know if Don King then kicked him out of the car, and that's the time that Tyson was walking down the highway with a briefcase full of cocaine and
duffel bag.
And a duffel bag, and a trooper stopped and gave him a ride and had no idea what was in the duffel bag.
Oh my God.
Have you read the Tyson book?
No, never have.
Amazing.
Did you see him on Broadway?
It was an amazing show.
Oh wow,
amazing show. His timing on the whole thing was great. That's
awesome.
We love him. He comes in here a lot. But
when do you and Nick start your off Broadway?
Oh, December 1st. We're doing this sketch show. Well, it was a sketch show that we did on Kroll's show called Oh Hello, and now we're doing it at the Cherry Lane Theater from the 1st to the 20th.
Nice.
Yeah, 18-night run.
And you play Alan Alda obsessed.
Yeah, we're like two two Upper West Side guys who are slowly becoming like Upper West Side women, and that you see at like the Strand bookstore. That's we first saw these two guys at the Strand bookstore, and they were both buying a copy of Alan Alda's autobiography. They were both buying a copy, not going to share it.
That's great.
So it's like, so we started doing this thing on his show, called Too Much Tuna, which is their prank show. It's their deli prank show.
Can we play a little of this? It's really, really funny. It's really funny. Just give it a little taste.
Thanks, Maureen. Oh, hello. How are you? I'm George St. Giglin.
Oh, charmed, I'm sure. I'm Gil Faizan. What am I supposed to say?
And this is our prank.
And this is our prank show, Too Much Tuna.
Every week on Too Much Tuna, we prank someone by giving them too much tuna fish.
Which is a delicious fish.
Pranks are the hot new thing. From candid camera to bloopers and practicing jokes.
To Ashram Kitchens, pranked.
This week, our guest is our dear friend, Dr. Jeffrey Gurian, DDA.
Fascinating life to tell us about it.
Gurian. We all know him.
Well, I have led a fascinating life.
Jeffrey.
I was born in New York. I write projects. Gurian News Network.
Oh.
GNN.
GNN.
Can I get a shot of you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool. One more.
One with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, you're on a prank show, Too Much Tuna, where we're going to deliver too much tuna fish to you.
I mean,
Well, let's just see what happens.
Gives
it away. Thank you.
Okay. You're probably thinking. You're probably thinking there's too much tuna.
I'm not thinking anything, no. I think it's great.
You ticked off?
No, not at all.
Are you just heated at us for giving you this much tuna?
Not at all.
We've had a lot of guests on Too Much Tuna.
And this is just too much tuna.
This is fabulous.
That's too much tuna, and we just pranked you, but good. I mean, there's a camera right there.
Look, when we leave here.
You're on a prank show. There's a camera behind
I'm
you.
not looking. I'm not
There's a
looking.
prank camera over there.
You've been pranked. You're sitting here.
How do you feel?
The tuna's perfect.
You're on a prank show called Too Much Tuna, Jeff. Whether you like it or
No,
not.
I'm not.
Very nice.
I love the Alan Alda obsession.
Yes.
Because I am obsessed with Alan Alda. So
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I love him.
From what?
Everything. Just from MASH on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 4 seasons, everything.
He wanders around our neighborhood.
4 seasons, yeah, that's a great movie.
He wanders around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I saw him once. I said, "Hi, Alan."
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah.
He gave me a polite halfway hi and just fucking blew.
That's about it.
Yeah. Literally, I could have said, "I'm going to blow myself up," and he couldn't have walked away any faster than he could after my hello.
Hello at the Cherry Lane Theater starting December 1st. New material, or are you going to take some of the older?
I mean, we reference
some of the old...
These characters believe they're very important, so they reference their own work. But no, it's a whole new show that we've written. Yeah, ran it in LA for the past 2 months, and it'll be really fun. Cherry Lane's awesome. It's where Colin's doing his show right now.
Yeah.
Oh, is he back up? He had taken a little time off.
Oh, he did?
It was booked. The theater was booked.
I'm pretty sure he's back.
I think
up.
he's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that one. I gotta go.
It's awesome.
I know it is. I go to all his one-man shows, but. All right.
You also said something interesting too, like Mulaney, which the critics gave you some bad reviews on, but your attitude about it was amazing. You said like,
that's nice of
you didn't handle it shittily. Like you kind of handled it like, well, it was an okay experience anyway.
I mean, it was an okay experience making it. We had a different thing where like we made 13 episodes, and then it basically came out while we were making the 13th, and the reviews were horrible, and it just was like shot out of the sky pretty quickly, and that was pretty lucky to be able to make them all in a bubble. Because like if we had like one, some shows make one and then they get like bad reviews or mixed reviews, and they have to keep going on, and they don't know if they're going to be canceled, and you have to like go to work every week and make a show. We kind of got to make it first.
Right.
So I did have like I was able to separate making it. It was really fun, and also like, like not to repeat myself, but the with all that stuff, it's kind of like, if you've done stand-up or if you've just done comedy, it's like people have a right to not like things.
Sure.
To make, I don't like when it becomes like a crusade to like save a show. It's like there's plenty of things that like need saving.
Yeah.
Not like a show that people just aren't into at the moment. And some people liked it, but if people don't, it gets canceled.
If
That's
it's,
it.
means anything to you, my mom liked it.
All right.
And she said, but she liked it, and she told me, when she told me that she was watching it, she said, do you know John Mulaney? I said, yes. And she said, do you know he's Martin Short's son? I said, that's not true. I was like,
maybe that should have been the show.
Yeah, I was like, Martin Short is in it and John Mulaney's in it. I was like, but that, she was like, no, I read something where that's his son. I'm like, it's not Martin Short. It's not John Mulaney's father.
I really want to know what she read, because that's super cool.
She's so out of it. Like, I'm telling you, she will not take her blood pressure medication, and she will say something that she doesn't remember again. But I was like, when she was convinced that you guys were father and son. And it was the dumbest thing, but she really did like the show.
Oh, that's good.
And she was upset when it got canceled. And,
that helps a little.
It's true. I mean, I'm being honest, man.
That'll help a little bit, right?
But now I'm just thinking, like, maybe the show should have been that he was my dad.
And then the whole thing would have.
Yeah, I was like, that could have been a whole
But I was like, Mom, what about that what about his last name's Mulaney, his last name's Short? She's like, everyone in Hollywood changes their name.
So she had a whole theory.
She was like,
she did cross-examine her.
Yeah, she was like, and she was sticking to it. And then, of course, a couple of days later, she's like, I was wrong. I'm like, yeah, I could have told you were wrong 48 hours ago.
Did you almost audition for Home Alone? You've been in here a couple times. I never knew that.
Yeah, when I was 7, I was in a kids sketch comedy group, and this casting director
sketch.
Yeah, it was like some theater that had like a kids sketch comedy group. Some other mother at school was like, "Your weird son might be good for this," and so my mom enrolled me in it.
Pretty cool.
It was pretty fun, and we did our big like show for the parents, and some casting director was there who asked me to audition for this movie that, as I remember, was about a kid who wished his family would disappear, and he wakes up in like a foreign land. And she was like, "It's a John Hughes movie," and I didn't know who that was. I was like, "Great, fine, whatever." Yeah. And then I was at the pediatrician with my mom. I remember we were like there to get a booster shot. She was like, "You're not going to audition for that movie." Like, maybe she just thought like the 1-2 punch of like, while getting a shot, getting that news would make it all like the same. But she was just like, we just figured like that'd be a crazy life.
But she had
auditioned for a movie.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now, when it came out, were you like, what the fuck, Ma?
It took me. I didn't realize it was the same movie. And then it came out, and I was like, I love Home Alone. And my mom was like, "Oh, that's funny. That's the movie."
Oh, God.
But they wanted you to audition for the Joe Pesci part. Which
Yeah, they wanted me to audition as one of the wet bandits.
So she obviously knew who John Hughes was. And she,
that's a good question. Probably.
And
we weren't like a show business family, though. I mean, she knew he was.
So she didn't really want you to go into this business at an early age?
I think at 7, she thought it was weird.
It was too soon.
Off one sketch show for parents that they were like, "Would you be in a movie? Would you audition for a movie?"
Most parents would jump at that, though, and say they would push their kid out there like, "Yes, you're going to be auditioning for this."
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. She was the opposite of. I was probably pretty annoying at 7, and she was like, "You would be intolerable if you were in a movie," and I would have been intolerable.
How are you annoying?
I was just like so hyper and like in your face and like doing bits all the time and like just it was like I feel for my dad like at dinner my brother and I were so hyper and out of control and like laughing at each other and like he was just like, "Can we please," like he would just be like coming home for dinner and be like, "Will you please like sit," and we thought we were so funny. And we thought he was such a square. And in retrospect, it was probably like a nightmare.
I would imagine.
Like 2 little animals just like running under the table and shit.
When did your parents finally go, "All right, go for this thing"?
Well, I was after, like in college, I was like, I'm moving to New York and I'm going to do stand-up. And I think they were smart enough to know that if they said no or said like, "We don't like that," that I would A, do it, and B, do it all like defiantly.
Right.
And so they were fine with it. I mean, I think in retrospect, I think later they told me, we were kind of mentally giving you like 2 years to do something, you know?
Wow.
But they're not the type to be like, now you have to like be a doctor or something. Or
What'd you major in school?
I was an English major.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so what do you do with that? Like, I guess you could teach English, but who the fuck wants to do that?
or like, what you would do with it is like you'd then go to like a law school. Like you'd go to like another 4 years to actually learn something.
I got to ask you about the show again that got canceled. Like, because that went through there was a whole process with that thing. Was the show completely different by the time it was on Fox? You started at NBC with the development.
It was a pilot at NBC that we shot now like 3 years.
And then
2 years ago.
And then it ends up on Fox. Now, was that show completely different than the original idea you did have for NBC? Like when it went through all the filters and.
I mean, like in appearance, no, and in cast, no, but in a way, there was some change. Like just the waiting of a year changed like the whole. Vibe, I thought. Like the momentum of it.
But did they get their hands involved of the creative process and start messing up with some of the...
I don't think they messed it up. They definitely made it a lot looser. The pilot I did at NBC in the pilot, because I have all these jokes about when I used to drink and I'd black out and was kind of insane, taking a lot of drugs and drinking. So in the pilot, I wake up after a long blackout at NBC. And then I quit drinking, and my 2 roommates who like drink constantly just have to deal with it. And that was kind of what happened when I did stop in my early 20s. And so that changed by the time we got to Fox. It was like less of a premise. It was like a little like looser. But I at first enjoyed the fact that it was looser. I don't think any creative changes made a difference. It was more like dragging it out over 2 years definitely changed some kind of balance. I don't know. Sometimes things have like energy and momentum, and when that gets delayed, it can be, I also came into Fox like a lot more defensive because I'd had one thing fall apart, at NBC. So I was like,
there's a weird energy shift. It just doesn't feel like it's fresh or as real as it did at one point because it got switched to this other thing and everybody's a little bit there's just something that's changed.
Some wariness comes into it where you're like, all right, I've been through this once, I'm not going to get screwed that way. And so like whereas the first time I was just like, holy shit, they're giving me a stage to do a show on,
Yeah, I know. I ask because I've heard the stories from all you guys over the years where you have a great idea, and if they would just let you do your thing and stop getting involved.
I think the only thing that would have helped it or saved it was just time, And I don't feel entitled to that, by the way. It's just I'm like, okay, well, when I did stand up, the first like 100 times were bad, and I think I got better at it. So it's kind of like if we'd been able to do that, 50 more times, it would have gotten
that's
better.
actually a good point because they just don't give any of these shows a chance to breathe.
Man. They're so I wouldn't know what to do if I had to sell commercials.
So they panic immediately instead of saying, well, "Why don't we give it a year and see?"
I read an article yesterday that this is the first year that they're not canceling shit right away. They're really trying. There's a panic in network TV, so they're holding on to shows into November and December, whereas they used to cancel them early. And I was like, why is this happening now?
It's probably the way cable is doing so well and everything, and they're building up all these fan bases. If they just keep restarting shows, if you keep rebooting shows, if you keep going to people are gonna be like, but I feel fucking connected to none of this. I'm gonna watch Walking Dead again, or even
the only show you look forward to coming back is cable.
Every show that's talked about. And that's not the talent, that's the networks. AMC will let you do more than, say, CBS can let you do.
Yeah. And they will give things like their time. They're like, this will be small for 2 years, and then like our third season premiere we know will be huge.
Right.
But you look every year, there's like it's stranger with dramas because comedies like save a little money. Those like hour-long dramas, when you see them coming, when you see like the build-up to them, and then they get canceled, you're like, that looked like a whole that looked like Lord of the Rings. And then they shot 2 episodes of it, and they're like, sorry, this is done.
It's not going to work.
But it's not going to work. Larkin and Berman, 2 dumb cops. You're like, oh, this fucking blows.
Yeah, like cops traveling through time, and you're like, oh, guys, please.
This is going to stink.
This is going to suck.
You don't enjoy a good cop show?
I really don't, no. After The Wire, it all went down the toilet for the cop show. I want to see
It's the best one, The Wire.
But I just don't. I'm happy to see Michael B. Jordan doing so well. Yeah. He's got, what did he do? Fruitvale Station, and now Fruitvale, and this other one he's doing. What is it, Travis?
Creed.
Oh, Creed.
Right.
Oh, right. He's playing, Apollo's son, born 8 years after he was died.
Yeah, we
is
went
that's what Creed
it's just very bizarre. Yeah, it's just it doesn't work out mathematically.
The math doesn't work out whatsoever.
Oh, that's great. It actually doesn't?
No, I don't think so. We were doing some quick math problems, and we're like, wait, something's wrong here. The movie doesn't look that bad. A lot of people have been making fun of those.
Does
trailers.
Rocky manage Creed?
Yes, he does.
And he might be dying in this because he's in a hospital. There's a hospital scene where Rocky he's hooked up to all sorts of machines.
Because I saw the trailer and Rocky's narrating it, but they don't actually show.
Oh no, he's in it.
Okay, cool. That's a good move to just be in. If you're tired and you like know a movie could make some money, I'd be like, put me in a hospital bed. I'll just
I'll just kind of sit here. I know Richard Dreyfuss and Whose Life Is It Anyway? Like, what a great gig. Just lay there and talk.
Oh my God, he is shredded.
83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Have people seen the movie yet? It's not out, is it?
Well, critics have seen it.
Oh, the critics are liking it.
It's getting great.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
Is it great reviews?
Yeah.
Are they pointing out the shitty timeline?
No.
It's bothering me.
It's
suspend your belief.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
So you're going on this based on Michael B. Jordan's age.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's not fucking 47, which is how old he'd have to be be a fucking...
And then Creed never knew he had a son, I think, right? Isn't that part of this story?
I don't know. He blew a load. They froze it.
Yeah,
who knows what happened?
We don't know. It's pretty much the black...
Oh, so it's not even like I saw my father die.
No,
I never knew
none
my
of
father.
that. No, because he's No, because then he would be like 40, whatever it was.
He's watching footage. Okay, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. And then Felicia Rashad is playing the mother, even though she wasn't the one married to, I guess, they couldn't get the original wife. She's not a big name. No one gave a shit about her.
They just wanted to make the Black Rocky. That's what this is. It's the Black Rocky, because there's very similar scenes of him training, like
hitting the wall and gloves.
The wall and running down the street.
Young and hungry.
This looks pretty good.
I don't know. How come he doesn't have any Apollo Creed money? That's what I want to know. How is he fucking training in a shitty gym?
Well, because like you said, he was a frozen embryo born 8 years later.
Yeah, someone spits fire. I hate this. I'm sorry. For the record, I fucking hate it. Somebody just spit fire in the promo.
I'm now thinking about that. How would you feel if you played Mrs. Creed? And then, you're in the original movie, and then they're like, by the way, you're not famous.
Original 3 movies.
I wouldn't feel good about it.
She's in 3?
Yeah, 1, 2,
unless
3.
unless she's not playing Apollo's wife, but a mistress. Because you remember, she was a very pretty. I remember that there was the floor up view of her standing up when Apollo was getting knocked out or something in part 2.
Yeah.
But she had decent parts, not amazing. No one remembers her name. She's probably not getting stopped in the airport a lot.
Right.
But, she had a part in the great franchise.
When was the last movie, timeline-wise, 78-ish?
No,
as
the
far
last
as Creed? Creed?
It was Rocky 4.
Yes, he died in Rocky 4.
Okay, yeah.
1985.
So that's 30 years ago. So
wow.
So, and I don't know if the kid wasn't even born.
31 years. Yeah, it doesn't work.
The kid is at least 30 years old, starting his fighting career. I don't know. It's just,
That's also you could make a movie about his kid, but not one starting their career.
No.
Well, they're doing one with the champ now, which they feel is going to. But I'm like, John Voight is 75. It's never going to work. It's never going. First film I saw in a theater, by the way, I believe, was The Champ.
The Champ.
And I was so embarrassed that I was crying. A young Ricky Schroeder.
I remember.
Even Jack Warden couldn't handle that. That was a good one.
That was your first movie?
I believe so. Was that or Jaws?
Jaws was one of my first.
75.
First movie I saw was Little Giants in the theater with my dad.
Little Giants. What was that?
Little Giants. Saw it at the Ridgewood Movie Theater, 1994.
Is that a Rick Moranis movie?
Yep. Yeah, Becky the Icebox O'Shea.
Let me tell you.
Devin Sauer was all the hotness back then.
Let me tell you something about Rick Moranis. I see him almost every day. He lives in our neighborhood.
Really?
And he is not approachable.
He quit acting.
And when someone gives the look I think that's Rick Moranis.
Where does he live?
You don't like it?
I mean, where do you see him? I've never seen him.
72nd all the time.
He lives in New York City?
And up on Columbus Avenue.
I
see this guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm exaggerating every day, but it's
often.
Very often.
Yeah.
I could see him a few days in a row.
Yeah.
Because he wanders around Columbus Avenue and he is not approachable.
Danny O'Shea. That was his name in Little Giants.
Yeah. I know.
He's from here in the Big Apple? Spoken like a real New Yorker.
Danny O'Shea.
It's a hell of a story, though. He lost his wife tragically, and then
How did he lose his wife? How did
cancer?
Oh.
And then he said, I'm quitting acting to raise my kids.
Did he make that much money where he can just live off it?
I don't think he was ready to quit acting.
Oh yeah, he opens up about his retirement.
I don't think he was ready.
An article in the Hollywood Reporter.
Well, I don't think he calls himself. Does he call himself retired? I think
he
he's
says
just saying
he never retired.
He never retired.
Because people just stopped asking me to do things, and
what's his net worth? Does he have enough money
I don't know,
to live off?
but I know that after he stopped acting, he still did voice work. He's done voice work.
Yeah, and he had an album or two. He's done music.
Oh, okay.
Net worth $10 million.
10 mil? All right, he's good enough.
But considering
I
the
like
movies
how you trust that.
Consider the movie.
Sorry,
Great.
network.com.
As if he has that in cash sitting somewhere. Not like if the man sold everything he had, he'd have $10 million.
10 million's a lot, but I feel like someone like him should have more money considering the movies he lives in.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I mean, that should set you for life.
My God.
Did he do the sequel too, or did he just do Honey I Shrunk the
He
Kids?
did Blew Up the Baby.
Yeah?
Yep.
He blew up the baby?
He blew up the baby.
Go to the Creed movie because you had it with there's Rocky in the hospital bed. There.
What does he have?
I found out what you were guessing he had a stroke.
No, I knew what it was. He had a vasectomy. That's what it was because he saw how fucking awful this was going. He had his fucking
pain.
What's wrong with you?
Hey, somebody out! Rocky's sick.
I found Rocky's sick.
Rocky's sick.
Rocky's sick. Sick.
Rocky's sick.
Rocky's sick.
No, I gotta get that on a t-shirt.
No, they caught him jerking off with Creed's jock on his face.
Rocky's sick.
Rocky's sick.
Rocky's sick. So what?
This looks god awful.
You know what happened to him?
Yeah.
What?
Is it a spoiler though?
Who cares?
I don't
Why
know.
they're telling you he's in a hospital? No.
Traumatic brain injury?
No, they should have done that. He has cancer, so he's going through chemo. So while young Creed has to fight his way to the top, Rocky has to fight his way.
For his life.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Good.
Yes.
I always want Rocky to have to fight.
Yes.
It's not a good Rocky.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be him fucking going in for like, he's sitting there with a fucking needle in his arm and the Rocky theme plays. It's just not the same. Not the same. But he raises his hand weakly.
He raises the fucking chemo bag.
Yeah. Cancer free. That's how he ends.
Does Rocky Balboa have any money, speaking of net worth? Like, I've never gotten a gauge on if he has any money.
Did he lose any? Probably not. He never divorced Adrian.
He's easily in the 100 million category.
But he's been the same fedora, same hoodie for like...
That's him.
Yeah,
He's
Rocky
a guy.
you mean Rocky the character?
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry.
Stallone. No, he's
Not
Rocky
Stallone.
Balboa.
No,
I'm
Stallone
sorry.
has
Yeah, I'm
money.
stupid.
Well, in the
Yes.
last movie, Rocky Balboa, he opened up a restaurant, didn't he?
Yeah.
What did he call it?
Rocky Balboa.
Oh, good for him.
Rocky.
Good for him. It worked out. So, what'd you call it? And then Jake LaMotta's.
That was during the Planet Hollywood days. Sylvester Stallone was like, you know what's huge right now is restaurants.
So let's look up. Let's look up Rocky Balboa net worth. It's probably
How much is Rocky Balboa? That's an actual website. Great.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out, but they don't really have
Stallone's
it.
got 400
I don't
mil.
like misleading links.
400 mil for Sly.
Stallone.
Yeah, I could see that.
Talia Shire, 15 million. That's the way it should be. The husband, the earner. 14. She wasn't exactly Don Corleone. She was Connie. She picked up a few bucks. All right.
That's a good statistic. Yeah, to every Rocky Balboa, Talia Shire is 15.
400 million for Sly.
That makes sense, though. I mean, half a bit. Fucking Rambo, the Rocky franchise. He's been involved in two of the biggest franchises in movie history.
International and, I don't know, did Planet Hollywood make money?
I forgot about that, yeah.
You're joking, right?
Well, I know it famously closed, but like there might still be one in Tokyo that's like huge.
Oh, is that closed? I didn't even know that.
Right?
You're going with the Tower Records thing, I think.
No, there's still some.
There are still some.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
There's one at Disney World, I know that.
Oh.
You know that everyone thought Tower Records closed, and it did in the States, but it's huge in Japan.
It is?
Huge.
Oh, I haven't seen that documentary yet. I want to see that.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What's it called?
All Things Must Pass.
All Things Must
I really
Pass.
wanna
It's
see it.
Hanks' son
Colin
did it.
Hanks.
Colin Hanks. And in the end, Japan
So it's still in
never let it go, and they still buy. They buy their music. They don't digitally download it.
Planet Hollywood, headquarters, Orlando, Florida. That's good. Founded October 22nd, 1991.
That was 91.
Who else invested in that? Can you go back? It says
Bruce Willis,
Arnold, I think, was in there.
Demi Moore, Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, and Stallone. Wow.
That's a.
And then wait, so is it also Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith?
I don't know. What is that? Why is that?
Boy,
up there?
those are no lightweights.
Further celebrity endorsements included Roseanne Barr, Tom Arnold, Wesley Snipes, and Danny Glover. There you go.
All right.
And when did it close?
Apparently,
still 3 left.
Huh?
There's still a few around.
The Hard Rock, there's still a shitload
They
of.
still do all right in Florida, but the one on 57th Street here in New York was a bust.
Well, you know what it is? Isn't there a Planet Hollywood casino in L.A.? I'm sorry, in Vegas?
Yes.
Still there, right?
Looks
I
like
haven't been to Vegas in a while.
Yeah.
well, when you go, you got to go to Planet
I go to
Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood.
That's the
And then
Never
you go
been
to
to
New
Las
York
Vegas,
Hotel.
you got to go to the...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You do the Pirates ride outside of that fucking Treasure Island?
Oh, yeah.
I want to let you know the critics say that Stallone is a virtual lock for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance in Creed.
Woo! Who wrote that? It's on SylvesterStallone.com.
Is that on Celebrity Network?
Let's say that.
He tweeted it.
Luke, how do you know this,
A
Luke?
virtual lock.
There was an article in Variety. It came out yesterday or day before yesterday. The critics who's in it say he's fucking amazing and that the field is very strong this year, but that he's probably going to net himself a nomination because they say he's fucking amazing.
All right. Fighting cancer.
That's not what it says, though. It says he KO'd the supporting actor Oscar competition.
Knocked it out as a boxer would.
Yes.
It's good. They should have said
clever
Sylvester
writing.
Stallone wet-brained the supporting actor because that's what happens to boxers.
That's some clever writing there. You got to give it to him.
Just KO'd the supporting actor
All that
Oscar
competition.
Yeah. Knocked it right out. Got it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a press release at all.
No. Chris Distefano has to go.
I got to go.
We'll take a quick break so you don't have to sneak
I
out.
don't want to. All right.
Yeah, you just go.
We need a break. We need a break
He
anyway.
could just slink off embarrassed
All right,
like a woman
slink off
waking up in our
embarrassed.
bedroom. Just get out.
Go do
Later,
the
boys.
Do the walk
Back
of shame.
All right.
He's
Good
doing
luck.
the walk of shame.
The final Benders is on tonight on IFC
at 10 o'clock.
Yes. So hopefully you get picked up next year. And I'm only saying that selfishly because I want them to find a way to bring my character back.
But you died, so
I did
we got
die.
a problem with Jimmy's character. We're not sure if they're going to go flashbacks, twins, or what was the third one?
Triplets.
I died of cancer in the episode.
Prequel.
An origin story.
Origin
prequel's
flashbacks.
good. Maybe
But
go prequel.
Well, I had ideas for the thing.
What is it?
Just that I come back as a twin. That was my idea.
Well, zombies.
With a mustache.
Zombies
Have
are
you
pretty.
pitched that at all?
To Jim Serpico, I just mentioned it as he politely nodded and got in the elevator.
Zombies are hot these days. Maybe you wake up as a zombie.
Yeah, I'm a little tired of zombies. I mean, I like The Walking Dead because I do like some of the stories. But then, you're almost done with the show, and every time a main character gets eaten, you're fucking happy. Like, ugh, good, I hated you.
Remember when that first hit where they killed off the main character? Now it's more normal, but there was a time.
Now it's like a guarantee.
Yeah.
In the first episode, when you're following someone, you're like, this guy's going to get killed.
Yeah.
But who?
6 Feet Under, I feel like, was the first show.
Okay, that's my question.
The dad in it gets hit by the car, like, in the first 2 minutes.
That's right.
And
Well,
then he's
yeah.
a ghost for the rest of the series.
All right.
But he's still there. Like, I mean,
Right.
HBO, I think, started the trend of that's HBO, of removing people. They did it at the end of season 2. Obviously in The Sopranos, they did it in fucking Boardwalk Empire with the main
Wire had no
character.
problem doing
The
it.
Wire had no problem getting rid of
But-
people.
yeah. Well,
They
what
really
was-
like to break your heart.
But what was the first one where people went, "What?"
Fucking Colonel Blake in MASH.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
He gets killed?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of season 3, his plane goes down.
over the
that's
over the
right.
Sea of
Were
Japan.
there any survivors?
No, you know what? It spun in.
Right.
And the weird thing was that Radar knew better than to walk into the OR without a mask. And the fun part of that is the cast didn't even know it was going to happen. So when Gary Berghoff came in and read it, their reaction was real because they knew that McLean Stevenson was legitimately not going to be back on the series.
And that bummed everybody
I wouldn't
out.
have been able to stay in character.
Yeah, they
I
did.
like when they do that. They're like, those were real. I would have been like, what? What are you talking about?
what about
McClane's not coming back?
McClane?
What do you
One guy
mean? That's
blows it.
McClane's part. He can't die.
Someone
Yeah.
get my agent on the phone.
I love
Yeah.
those stories where it's like, we really sprung it on the actor.
Yeah.
Because I would have just been like, what are you talking about? What did
Yeah.
you shove me
You
for?
would've fucked it up
Don't
for
ever
everybody.
fucking touch me again.
Yeah. Or I would have stopped. I was at Midnight Cowboy. Hey, a cab just ran through the line here. Can we reshoot that?
Yeah.
You
I
know,
would have definitely stopped.
Hoffman stayed-
Sorry, everyone. A cab was coming at me.
Yeah, I would have definitely lost the "I'm walking here" moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm
they said
walking
somebody
here.
dropped something, knocked something over, and they just kept it in because it felt legit. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
That's a good actor that could go with that shit. Everyone else would be like, all right, obviously we got to redo this.
Then again, you were season 3 of You'd already done 3 years of this kind of weird comedy, weird drama where there's fucking dead bodies all the time. It was
Right.
really an amazing fucking comedy. The humor doesn't hold up on MASH.
That's what you told me.
Yeah, the humor I don't think is.
Well, I always thought it was weird with the
laugh track,
because that's a true laugh track. That's
Yeah.
not like there was an audience and they recorded it. That's like a true dropped-in thing.
Yeah.
Which is super. I don't know. I should watch it again.
They all used that laugh track back
They
in
did.
the day.
The
Every single
Flintstones. It
one
was the
of
same
them.
when the Flintstones used.
Right.
And they
weren't believable laughs either.
A lot of them were from I Love Lucy, I think.
Really?
Oh, were
Yeah,
they?
I remember hearing there was like a can of I Love Lucy laughs that were like the actual canned laughs for years.
It was so silly to use it, but the jokes to me don't. They're not as you know what I mean. I thought it's very punnish, very punny. But the serious moments, I think, are still great for it.
Oh, they got a
And also doing the jokes with all the serious moments is what was cool about it. Like
Absolutely.
the fact that they did like a nutty thing while they're like operating on people.
It also fucked with you emotionally because, like, you're watching it, like, oh, you're laughing, or you're seeing it's lighthearted, kind of campy in certain moments, and then, oh, look, he's standing over the body of a child. All right, good. Back after this.
Yeah.
Just a very weird. Like they did that where they
Dynamic.
pull you in one direction and they
And
really
they,
smash
They
you.
had the first like break your knees and heart and back series finale. That like the long MASH series finale
Yeah.
where Hawkeye goes crazy.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
After
I know. Yeah,
that was the first like, oh, this is like a series finale should be like a perfect film. or
Yeah,
something.
I couldn't order chicken after that, if you know what I mean. It was a really. He directed that one too, I think.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember it. I got to go back and watch some MASH.
You remember the final MASH when he's in an insane asylum?
I really don't.
And he's talking to his therapist, and he's fucking he's freaked out because he was on a bus going somewhere, and they had to pull over because there were North Koreans around, and they had to be quiet. And this woman had a chicken. This lady in the back was holding a chicken and it was clucking.
And he said, will you stop? Will you shut that chicken up?
And every time he went back to the memory, it got like there's a moment. At first, they're all laughing and having fun, and they're passing a bottle around. But then they go back, and then the next moment of the memory, 15 minutes later, where they cut back to it, it's not a bottle, it's a fucking IV, and there's a body that they're working on the bus. Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
I'm gonna go home and watch this. Now I'm starting to think maybe I never even saw it.
It's really they're cutting. He's retelling the story of how he wound up here.
Sure.
To Sydney, but it's really well done considering that was the fucking season finale of one of the biggest comedies ever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's great.
Right. All right. Series finale.
Am I right or wrong?
Series finale.
Series finale.
Yeah, it was great.
Man, maybe I never saw it.
Goodbye
I have
for
no
a while
memory
now,
of this.
man.
I think, according to statistics, everyone in America saw it. So you might have seen it.
All right, good. I saw it.
Yeah, you
They always
probably
say
did.
like 800 million people watched
Stop that
the finale.
chicken from clucking. Stop that chicken. Adam Alda was so Adam Alda. Oh, I should be killed.
We got to take a break.
Should be smothered in an old lady's lap.
Yeah. You're going to continue with us, right, John?
I think so, yeah.
All right, good. We only have another half hour after the break, so please stay. Please stay with us. But you're promoting The Comeback Kid, the new Netflix special out now. I saw some commercials for it. It looks good.
Oh, yeah. Check it out. It's good.
And Oh Hello at the Cherry Lane Theater with Nick Kroll from December 1st through the 20th.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, we'll continue. Oh, Jimmy.
Florida tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be in Jacksonville. It's going to be really, I got a lot of jokes about the weather up here and how it's much better down there. You don't miss out. Yay!
We're back with Opie and Jim.
Oh, awesome.
Show inside.
We're back on the radio. We're back on the radio.
Nothing worse than dry granola.
I like a good piece of dry granola. I haven't eaten in a while.
Oh, my God.
But I do enjoy some good dry granola.
Been chewing forever.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage. It's very chewy.
John Mulaney in studio promoting The Comeback Kid, new on Netflix. It's a special. Go get it now. And then Oh Hello on, Cherry Lane Theater, December 1st through the 20th.
And when you come up with the material, will you do your hour and then I tend to drop the hour after I shoot it and then just start in the cellar again, like it's just because again, it's just doing short sets there.
Yeah.
Like, do you tour with the material after or no?
No, I don't think you can anymore. I feel like that's been like even though the people used to, like I saw George Carlin at the Warner Theater in D.C. like when I was in college, and he was doing stuff from his last HBO special, and he said that in the beginning. He's like, I'm going to do some stuff you may have heard and some new stuff. I feel like now it's just the pressure is to have a new hour the next time you appear.
Yeah, people get bored. People get bored fast.
People are also on to the trend of like burning your hour. So like I feel like it's if you walk out and did anything people have heard, they'd be like, what?
You guys obviously, because you're creative people, love the process, but doesn't it kind of hurt to get rid of some of the stuff that
Yeah, I had a nightmare last night that I had to do an hour at a theater, and I had to like come up with.
Oh, you have those dreams? Do you ever have those dreams where you're on stage and you're like, oh boy?
No, but I was like, okay, this will be the new dream. Like for a while it was school, then it was Saturday Night Live. Like I was like, this will be the new stress dream, is that I have to do an hour and I have no jokes.
What was the SNL stress dream?
Oh, because I was a writer, and a lot of other writers had this where they suddenly go, you have to be on camera, and they push you out, and you have to be in the sketch you wrote. There was something about how like when you're a writer, you can like stay up all night, you can be a complete wreck. You can be like, strung out, but like you're sort of like, I'll never be on camera, so it's fine.
So it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. So the idea that they would then shove you out and you'd also have to do that.
It's like I didn't even get my hair cut yet.
Yeah. Like I'm
all
like
that dumb stuff.
Yeah, I'm like have bags under my eyes and like I'm like tweaking and push you out on the show and make you say the horrible.
Were you drinking and doing drugs when you worked there?
No.
Oh, you had stopped already.
Yeah. I stopped when I was 23, and I started working there when I was 25 or 6. So,
okay. Yeah, I imagine that it would help in some cases and really hurt in other cases.
I bet it would hurt in most. I mean, unless everyone else was doing it, which like no one there does anything anymore. So it would be you'd be the only one fucked up.
Oh, really? It's a much cleaner environment over there.
So much more. If you did hard drugs and you were walking around there, you'd be like the one guy on drugs. So the stress of that. When you're like the one guy messed up, it's so stressful, because you're just like people
it
mad at me.
Feel good.
Is this coming off well? Is this coming off cool? Is this coming off bad?
Now at 23, giving all that up, do you ever have the itch as a 30?
I was just, when I was just on an international flight. I went through Dubai to Qatar, and on the plane, everyone was drinking, and I was like, oh, I missed this. because it was like a 16-hour flight.
What'd you do in Qatar?
I did a show at the Al Udeid military base there with Conan. It was his show, and I was just a guest on it.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was really great.
How long was that flight? And did you get one of those cool planes?
It was an Emirates flight, so the plane's really pretty cool.
What's
but
so
everyone
cool?
there was like a bar on the plane,
right?
And I got up in the middle, like what was for me the middle of the night, and this woman was just like this beautiful Saudi woman was just drinking like Campari, and everyone was drunk in the bar, and I was like, this is what. This is when you should really be drunk, is on a long international flight.
I can't imagine having a bar on a plane.
Yeah, it's a nice plane.
I cannot imagine that. And it's roomy enough.
It's super roomy, and then to have like a lounge area. It's like the Amtrak.
That's so
it's
weird.
So weird.
That's in the air.
Yes, and it's a 2-story plane. And
See, I've never been on a 2-story plane.
Oh yeah, I've been on one to Australia before.
Do they feel? I gotta acknowledge it's a dumb question ahead of time, but does it feel different that it's a double?
It feels like you're not flying.
Really?
I mean, though I was once on an Australia flight that dropped really far, really fast. But I was on such a strong sleeping pill that I sort of came to, realized we were dropping, and didn't care.
Oh, my God. Wow.
I was on a thing called Seroquel that someone gave me. They were like, this will help you sleep.
And it did, huh?
And it did, but it also, I later found, helps you, not have seizures, and is, such a crazy medication.
Yeah.
So I woke up, the plane was dropping, and people were screaming, and I was like...
How far did it drop?
I have no idea.
Wow.
I had the same thing happen on a trip to Australia.
That's understandable.
That's another fat joke. But I was going to the bathroom, and the plane dropped, and I hit the ceiling, and then hit the ground.
You hit the ceiling?
Yeah, my shoulder blades hit the ceiling, and then
was that an Air Aloha flight?
Wow! It was.
Oh no, you did it!
It was a Qantas flight. Yeah.
What else is cool about those planes? The Emirates flights.
I don't know. I like really long flights, so I like the whole thing.
You do?
Yeah.
On Emirates, I would like it. I met with you at least in business or in first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I only...
And Qantas, every seat is nice on Qantas.
Okay. I did one 11-hour flight to Athens. Oh, fuck no.
No?
Sucks.
I don't know.
You run out of things to do after a while.
I don't mind a long flight. If it was going to be in that situation, were you alone or were you with somebody?
I was alone.
Yeah, I would probably want somebody there just to talk to you a little bit, but...
It's, I will say that I was definitely taken care of way more than I should have been for going to entertain our military. But that business class thing, you're in a pod. So you almost if there was someone else there, you wouldn't be able to talk to them.
Right.
There's you have a small cherry wood wall around you. It's a ridiculous setup. Yes, that photo of the guy playing the saxophone.
There's a guy holding a saxophone.
That's what you're in, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And you were able to sleep?
Oh, yeah.
And the food was amazing?
But I can sleep on, New York to L.A.
I can't.
Sleep. Oh, you can't?
No, I used to do, when I would do the Leno spots, they would always send me home. We taped at 5, so I'd be back on the red eye.
Yeah.
And coming home, it would be 9:30, 11 o'clock, whatever it was, and every light is out and everyone's asleep. And I'm just sitting there eating salted nuts and the overnight snack like a fucking lonely pig, wide awake. Never sleep on planes.
What I don't like is a 1-hour flight. I don't like going through all that to get on a U.S. Airways thing to Cleveland.
Right.
And you're in the air for a half hour.
Yeah. I start thinking maybe I should just drive this.
Yeah. I'd rather drive 7 hours.
Because they made it such a hassle at the airports. It's almost ridiculous.
And it's there's no room for your bag and you're on this bummer small plane and
the sleeper seats rule. I've had those a couple times.
Yeah.
I bring my own pillow too. Fuck those tiny pillows. I get all nice in there.
They're really nice to stay awake on. A nice sleeper seat to be wide awake on that is really lovely. Wide awake.
God, no.
In the lap of luxury.
No
I
way.
should bring my own pillow. Maybe that's the problem.
I
feel
always
too
bring
dumb
my own
walking my own pillow through, but I probably should bring it.
I don't give a fuck because then when you're on
but
the
with
plane,
a long flight,
it all
everyone
makes sense.
has pillows. Everyone comes on
No, not dumb like that, but I don't want to lug it. I don't want to lug my pillow.
Yeah, that's the thing about a long international flight, though, is there's plenty of room for your stuff. Everyone's there, with a ton of shit. No one's trying to be James Bond about it.
Yes.
I was on a red eye from LA to Orlando. I really needed the sleep. I was about to do a show there. I really needed the sleep, and I got on, and it was 2 different cheer teams, and the chaperone mothers throughout the entire plane.
And they're practicing.
They're just so excited to be on a plane.
Right.
They all had sleeping bags. None of them slept.
They've been collecting money for the last 3 months for
this was
trip.
Their big trip to Orlando. They're all so psyched. They're like, we're gonna stay
to wait the whole time.
Oh no,
crazy.
That's
One
not
cranky comedian yelling, "Shut the fuck up!" up and down the aisles.
Not only like the one guy, but also like the one like cranky guy. It was like, I need 4 hours if I'm doing a show.
Did you bring the earphones? Help once in a while.
Yeah,
I have to, but even that doesn't help me.
Oh, but then the other problem was like everything I had on my iPad was like Game of Thrones, or it all had crazy sex and murders in it, you know? And I was like surrounded by 13-year-old girls.
So how do you get them all to watch?
Yeah, how do you get them all to gather around the globe of your iPad? And I was like, this hasn't happened yet. I haven't read about anyone being arrested on a plane for watching something indecent, but I was like, that's gonna happen.
Sure.
And it's gonna happen tonight. Like, I'm gonna be the test case.
Oh man.
I'm gonna be like the Miranda of like Miranda rights.
What do you take when you're on a flight? Do you take anything now to sleep?
No,
I took that
anymore.
one pill.
Yeah.
That one crazy pill.
But now I'm tired enough that like when I get on a plane, I'll go to bed.
Oh, I envy that so much, man. I used to watch people sleep on the plane and just go like, people are so lucky. Like I would see people. This is how people sleep. They lay on their back and they cross their hands over their chest, and like they would just doze off peacefully. I'm like, what the?
I don't know how you do that.
Well, that, by the way, it's not good sleep. Like, don't think they're like that. I mean, you're kind of like...
But at least they're getting something.
Oh, they're out.
Yeah, I gotta have perfect conditions to fall asleep.
I'm always wiped out on a flight. I got to fly to... I have a 2:30 flight to Jacksonville after this. It's on an Embraer, not a big plane.
Yeah.
And I won't get a wink. I'll be wide awake. I take my Dramamine so I don't fucking puke.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Have you ever tried sleep? You ever see people sleeping like on the tray?
Yeah, I can't do
That's
that.
my move.
You do that?
That's how. Yeah, that's the only way I can maybe get a few. Not a few hours.
You put your pillow
a few minutes.
on it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
No, I can't. Or I try to. But there's space between the seat and the window, which sucks. Why did they do that? So now you can't put your pillow up against the window of the plane.
That used to be a thing. You used to have that like hump of the wall to put your head on.
Yeah, it would work much better. Now there's a weird space, and it just doesn't work out for sleeping. Why are we talking about
Well, we're just chatting about travel.
Yeah, all right.
It's just a great topic.
Yeah, it's a wonderful topic.
Everyone travels.
See, that guy's got it. Look at that pillow. A wedge
look
pillow.
at that thing. That's very smart.
That's a nice, smart wedge
Yeah,
pillow
who
to
the
get
fuck
some
wants
sleep.
to lug that around? It's a giant wedge pillow. It's like he's
by the
carrying
way-
a sofa cushion.
Yeah, also, like, you can only bring 2 things. So it's like, okay, well, I won't bring clothes, but I'll have this
this wedge pillow.
This kick-ass Tommy Bahama shirt and a wedge pillow.
That's what
I
he's got.
believe, gentlemen, it's inflatable.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the plane, sitting
Blowing
next
it
to a
up.
guy blowing up a wedge pillow.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Do you ever have the itch to maybe grab some alcohol or some pot or anything?
No, not really. I'll
for you.
smoke pot occasionally. That was never a problem. But no. Other than international flights where I was like, this seems like a time to be like kind of drunk.
Are you more creative or lazy when you smoke pot? Like I always got fucking
I'm
lazy.
worthless.
I could do nothing.
I also don't feel that good. Like so many people talk about how like they love being high. Like I'm so worthless and like
mushy.
And like my blood pressure drops and I'm just like a garbage person.
Yeah, you
I can't do anything. My friends would like get high and go to CVS and like get stuff done.
Yeah, Rogan takes fucking jujitsu.
Right.
How do you smoke pot and take jujitsu?
Yeah, some people's whole
He's
lives.
an animal.
But some people for them it's like coffee. They're like, I need to get high so I can like shave and go do errands. Like,
Yeah,
what
those
are you
people
talking about.
Those people that could get high every day and still get things done. I bow
Yeah, I'm
to.
fascinated
I don't
by
know
that.
how
And they
you
smoke
do
the
that.
strongest weed.
Yeah, it's just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I'll have like a hit from like a teenager's vape pen and I'm like passed out for the day.
Spent 8 hours staring at a lemon. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking
I need to like
valueless.
drink like
Useless.
cranberry juice and lay on a mattress.
Right. What do you think of Trump and the rest of these guys? You got anyone you sort of like in this?
No, but it's fun to watch. I mean,
we're all enjoying it.
I mean, like
The numbers are up for
by the
across
way,
the board.
I want Donald Trump to win not the presidency but an Emmy. Like, I'm really bummed that he won't get an Emmy award for this year. Like, there should be an award every year for who is the most entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, during the OJ trial, none of those people won Emmys.
Right.
And that's like a crime.
Absolutely.
Like, those people got on TV every day and fucking delivered.
They crushed
Johnny
it.
Cochran never got an Emmy.
Right.
And he gave one of the best performances
Right.
of any person ever on television.
Way
Trump
better.
should get an Emmy for, like, we should just have an award called, like, the Cato Awards.
Right.
Named for Cato Kalin, where you get, like, for organic entertainment.
There's got to be some category we could throw Trump
there's
into.
nothing.
It's got to be variety. There's some
No.
variety to this.
Reality.
Reality, a reality show.
Yeah. Actual reality.
Right.
Actual reality / news personality Emmy Award.
Right.
Because, like, you know, all the people nominated, like, no one's been on TV entertaining people more in the past few months than Donald Trump.
Trump.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, he is quite fun to watch.
he would win it in a landslide. Now they're doing reports from Times Square because ISIS released that video.
Hey, what happened to Jared
Vow's attack of
I haven't announced yet.
on New York City.
Yeah,
in their video, they're showing the TGIFs right outside this building.
Yeah, it's right on the corner.
Right on the corner.
Oh God.
maybe they're saying they're hungry.
They couldn't.
Maybe it's a pro-America thing.
They
Maybe
couldn't
like
show
it.
a Friendlies in Des Moines. Why is it in? Why is it at TGIFs in Times Square? That's a little too close to home.
What do you think? Like a stock photo?
No, it's footage.
It's footage.
Yeah,
that they shot.
They got some good video elements now in their propaganda videos. Boy,
they got some good video elements.
They really do.
They really they
do
know how
good
to
production value. They like fade in and out. They
star wipes and stuff.
Star
wipes. Lens flare.
J.J.
Abrams-ing it up.
Whoever thought a star wipe? It was a good idea.
What is a star wipe?
Can you imagine being
it's
the
an
TGIF?
actual star that goes to the next.
Oh,
if you're like the TGIF PR person and you do all this work, you have all these ad campaigns, and then ISIS just puts you in a video.
Yeah, that can't be good.
That can't be good. Or do you try to use that?
Oh God!
We're so good that even the people that hate us love us. Try to spin it. Try to somehow make it positive.
It might be the G in their name that is bothersome for ISIS.
What?
God, instead of maybe Muhammad or something.
Allah.
You know.
Yeah, TAIF.
I don't know.
What about Jared Fogle? He's getting sentenced today.
They're waiting.
He's being sentenced right now.
Yeah,
right now.
We're thinking probation.
Right now, he's answering.
crossed.
He's answering questions.
Yep.
So
They think the decision will come out closer to noon.
yeah, we're not going to get it as we're still here.
No, but I'm kind of I'm curious to see how this one. I think 7 years or 5 years minimum he's getting.
I think his people are hoping for 5.
He's getting more than 5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't mean to be so ignorant on this. He's being sentenced for what was he? What did he plead to?
Well, he was, and I'm saying this with air quotes, the crime of. No, he was had a bunch of underage kids on his computer or something.
Yeah,
and
okay.
The advisory sentence of 135 to 160 months.
I think he agreed to plead guilty to 1 count, and I think they were arguing over the wording of if it was a minor, if it was a juvenile, if it was.
Okay.
And he paid the victims each $100,000.
100 G's. How many victims again? 8?
So 12
like
so far.
Oh, 12.
Maybe not. I think it was over
a million.
A million that he had to pay out. Boy, his wife must want to fucking strangle him.
You think?
Yeah, it's money that was supposed to go to you and your kids. Now you're handing it out because you fucking had child porn. Like,
well, the whole thing. I mean, she's probably mad about the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
money part.
No, I am focusing on the financial.
Yeah, she's just mad about 1.2
But
million.
That's a good point, Sean.
but we always think of the stuff like what a terrible molester, and she is divorcing him. But you forget the part of like, hey, this money was supposed to go to your fucking children, you motherfucker.
It's always amazing when you see those things, like the inside look at one of those things where it's like they are like, yeah, that we still like are arguing about money and stuff, you know.
There's the TGI Fridays.
We don't need that.
Yeah,
No, it's right here.
Is the Ted Cruz video worth playing real fast before we get out of here? So what's this about? Feisty Cruz to Obama, tell it to my face, right?
He's tired of the president picking on him.
Ugh,
He says, say it to my face.
He looks like he's wearing a mask of someone else.
Yeah.
He's just a bizarre looking guy.
He looks like he has a one-man show where he plays Reagan.
He's got a great cartoon voice, though. He should go into voiceovers.
All right.
Well, I will say it's fairly remarkable that President Obama has now chosen 2 days in a row to attack me directly. He just called me offensive the day before. He called me un-American. I think that's really quite rich that he chose to make both of those insults on foreign soil while he was abroad, attacking me and attacking everyone else in this country who believes we should not be bringing in tens of thousands of Syrian Muslim refugees, that the Obama administration cannot vet to determine whether or not they are ISIS terrorists. I got to tell you, it is utterly unbefitting of a president to be engaging in those kind of personal insults and attacks. And, he talked about how he was belittling the Republican field as scared. Well, let me suggest something, Mr. President. If you want to insult me, you can do it overseas, you can do it in Turkey, you can do it in foreign countries. But I would encourage you, Mr. President, come back and insult me to my face. Let's have a debate on Syrian refugees right now. We can do it anywhere you want. I prefer it in the United States and not overseas where you're making the insults. It's easy to to toss a cheap insult.
Well, how many pauses for a second? Where is he supposed to do it if it comes up, you dumb fuck?
Also, to criticize the president for traveling abroad is just the best.
Yeah.
And now he's on foreign soil, which I think is telling. It's like he's the commander-in-chief. He's got to go to a bunch of shit
kind
on
of part of the
soil.
job description.
What president leaves America?
Yeah,
right.
Which I think is telling.
Can you imagine if the president flew home just to insult him and got back on the plane and then left?
That'd be the best.
Well, I thought it was going, getting down and dirty, insult me to my face, and then he added, so we could debate this.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to, duke it out.
Also, his face is like the worst thing. But like that is a guy you would definitely insult like to the back of his head.
Yeah, his eyebrows.
The worst
He's a Matt Dillon eyebrow raise. It's just enraging.
He looks like the whole movie Dick Tracy pushed together. He's such a mess.
Yeah, he is fucking visually unpleasant.
All right, go to the end. There's only a couple seconds left.
But let's have a debate. We'll do it on any station. I'm sure anyone.
Look at that guy in the background.
Would be glad to host it. And let's have a debate on your refugee.
Guy in the background looks just like him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like his father or something.
Might be his cousin or something.
Yeah, or his brother who melted.
Yeah. Right. We got to get Jimmy on a flight. I think we did it. I think
we did it.
Want to thank John Mulaney for coming by.
Thanks for having me, guys. Great to see you.
Yeah, come back and see us. The new Netflix special out now. It's called The Comeback Kid. I definitely will be watching this.
Check it out.
And then Oh Hello at the Cherry Lane Theater from December 1st through the 20th with Nick Kroll. That's gonna do very well.
It's gonna be a fun time.
You're gonna sell a lot of tickets for that one.
It's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
All right. And Jimmy's going to Jacksonville
tonight. Jacksonville, San Francisco in 2 weeks. New Year's Eve, Rhode Island. I get a whole bunch of stuff. Just go to my website. I get Austin, Vegas. Just a bunch of dates, all up and available.
People are excited to see you, Mr. Norton.
Yeah, real buzz.
There's a buzz out there. Let's go with that. Let's keep it positive. A nice buzz is happening out there for Mr. Norton. All right. And Chris Distefano is the final episode of his first season of Benders is tonight at 10 o'clock on IFC. I want to thank him for stopping by as well. And John Mulaney, come back.
I will. Great to see you.
We'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. Oh, no, not tomorrow. We're taking tomorrow off. All right. We'll see you Monday.